still be talking about fucking Destiny or something.
Hey man, like I gotta get out here
When
and
was
start
the last
streaming
time I
here a little
talked
bit.
about Destiny?
Hey,
yesterday.
Not to
hey, yo,
you though, man.
hey
Yo,
man, I got to.
Yo, K Mega, since you want to talk so much, why don't you say what's up to everybody in the chat? Cause we are live, baby.
What's up, everybody? Hey, welcome to G-Art. Oh, my bad. Wrong motherfucker. We are doing it live anyway. What's happening with you? Xbot is sitting in the corner. It is your new host, K-Mega45.
I'm right here, people.
This dude
What's
right
going
here,
on?
What's going on, people? Oh, and we have Predator!
Battletoads!
Battletoads!
Yeah, I was gonna say you got to do the Battletoads call, man. But
I told you my nuts drop. I can't do it like you do it.
Bro, damn. Man. Yo, what is going on, everybody in the chat? I am hyped up. As you can hear, the panel is hyped up. Another Saturday night, ready to give you the gaming news, and a couple twists. We're gonna talk about a couple things that I don't think other podcasts have been talking about, within this past week. So I'm really excited. We have a special guest, but he had to reboot his computer. So I will save his introduction. I will save his introduction for last. Maybe his PC was like, man, I want a margarita or something like that. He might be doing that with his PC. But I am going to start off with my brother that, a lot of people out there, they know him as a Gears head. But I know for a fact that he plays more games than just Gears of War, and that is Crispy.
What is up? What is going on, chat? I am just amped up. I'm out of work. No work tomorrow. My Chiefs playing in the championship game. Let's go, baby.
Chiefs are tearing it up, brother. No, Chiefs are tearing it up, man. Pred, you're a Cowboys fan. You can't even talk right now. You can't even talk right now. Yeah, Crispy, I can't wait to get into these topics, man. So we're just going to go right into the next intro. I can't wait to hear what you have to say. But it is about that time. Coming live from the 405. And he's just trying to talk to the intelligent gamers, which is why he had me and Crispy on his show last night. K-Mega!
Don't let that boy lie to you. That was Bloody Knuckles, and those two get confused.
Knuckles is an imposter, man. I
swear.
Oh
my God, look at you. You are really amped up. You was amped up since last night. I don't know what maybe old Snaps gave you some birthday goody. I don't know. Give you that pants off, dance off. I have no idea. But regardless, I don't think Bot got the penis demon. But regardless, if he does, it's not my business. It is great to be back, man. It's gonna be a great show. I'm amped up for some reason, and man, I'm ready to do the damn thing, man. So
energy is infectious, brother. Energy is infectious. So we are gonna crank it up to 11 for this entire show. I feel it coming on, man. I feel it. But yo, check this out. Next on the list, he is always here, a part of the starting lineup every Saturday. You'll see him doing special guest appearances in other places, but this is where you can find him every week. My brother, Predator!
What's going on, everybody? I'm on Enrique's level from last night now. I got a little Hennessy in me, so it's going to get crazy.
Yo, Mega, I have to tell you, when I did that Predator intro, I put a little extra bass in my voice just so that slip up that happened a couple months back didn't happen again, man. I felt like it might happen, and I'm like, nah, I gotta go deeper. Yeah.
All right, good.
All right. Oh no, here we go. But I believe our special guest is back in the hangout, so it is time to introduce the creator of the Basement Radio Arcade podcast, and of course, a frequent guest on Crossfire. He has been on this show before, but it has been way too long. My brother, Enrique!
Woo! I'm back. Been a long time, man. It's been too long, actually. And I feel better this evening than last. So I'll leave it at that.
For people who want to know, he did wake up this morning not feeling too well,
Yes, I wasn't 100%, man, that's for sure. But I think Pred's gonna take my spot tonight.
Well, see, the thing is, for people who don't know, happy hour last night for Enrique. He didn't realize that his bartender's name was Cosby, and he was getting roofie culadas the entire time, and that's what happened. That's what happened. Yeah. Well, good thing your friends did not leave you alone at that bar, because I don't know where you would be right now, brother. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, man. I might have been in a bad situation, man, for sure.
But
no, man, it's great to be back, man.
Nice, and it is great to have you. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about the topics we got lined up today. But first, I have to ask the chat, guys. You know the drill. YouTube does not like to do its job, so we got to do it for them. So when it comes down to it, hit that thumbs up button. I actually didn't even hit it on my own show yet, so I'm gonna do that now. I got to do my part. Hit that thumbs up button. Share this out on social media wherever you go to talk video games. Let people know that we are going live right now with the next podcast. And with that being said, I just heard an announcement basically right before I got home from work, and I just want to go down the panel and see what you guys think about this. It seems that A Plague's Tale, a smaller game, a game that is really grown to be widely respected from the gaming community, is officially going into Game Pass and Game Pass. And since we have a special guest, I am going to aim it at Enrique first. Now, Enrique, first off, I got to ask you your thoughts on A Plague's Tale. If you played it, you know, what you think about it and stuff like that. And I got to ask you what you think. Is this just another quality title going into Xbox subscription service, man?
Yeah, man. I actually haven't played it yet, but I've heard a lot of great things. Like a couple of the guys on BRAP have played it, and they all highly recommend it. Like I was talking to Matt Piscatella about it. He played it. He was like, "Yeah, the game's like awesome. It's like one of his top games of 2019." So I haven't played it, but from what I've heard from people that played it, I mean, this seems like a great addition to Game Pass. And actually, you know, it's probably gonna be the next game that I dive into. I'm glad it's coming to Game Pass on PC. I can't wait to see how it looks on PC Master Race.
Oh no.
Yes. So I'm excited, man. Like, it's a great game, and yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it, man. Like, I can't wait to play it.
I gotta ask you real quick when it comes to Game Pass, because you know you are, you know, the creator of Basement Radio Arcade podcast. You have an awesome YouTube channel, so you've been in the loop for a while when it comes to Game Pass. I'm pretty sure you saw it when it first started. Dude, what do you think about Microsoft and Xbox's initiative? Do you think that they're putting the proper kind of like attention and really filling out the subscription service to be almost like a no-brainer for people to consider, you know, putting down like $10 a month for, man?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've always said that it's, you know, it's definitely the best value in gaming right now. I mean, if you look at the fact that, you know, they put their games in, first party games in day and date. I mean, that to me, that was like the icing on the cake.
Oh yeah.
And what really kind of took the service over the top. But no, I mean, it's great. I mean, like it's funny. Like, Game Pass is one of the reasons why I decided to build a PC rig, because I knew they had Game Pass on PC. I knew that I could, you know, play a bunch of games that, you know, I was either playing. Well, actually, Game Pass on PC isn't as robust as Game Pass on Xbox. But even that being said, I mean, there's still some great titles on there. And I figured to myself, I said, you know what, I'm going to build a PC rig, because now I can stay in that Xbox ecosystem. I can use Game Pass to kind of feed the beast, if you will, the PC beast, and play games, and that's what I've been doing. And you know, they keep adding more and more and more games, and it's just one, it's actually kind of hard for me to keep up with a lot of the games they've added, because there's been so many games that I downloaded and I haven't even played yet, because like I get like backlogged. It's crazy, but
that sounds like a Steam summer sale right there, man, where you just buy a whole bunch of games and you're like, oh damn, what do I got now? Like, I
did that with Steam Winter Sale. But you know what's cool though, Xbox? Like, I gave my my two sons, my two oldest kids, I gave them my Xbox One X, and Game Pass has been wonderful for them. Like, I just keep downloading games that are, you know, age appropriate for them, that are on Game Pass. And they love it. Like, it's great. It's great. And it's so it's kind of like, in some ways, I think, you know, it's cool. I mean, we have like the Nintendo Switch and everything, and I don't let them touch the PlayStation 4. That's like off limits. And they like my oldest will game on the PC a little bit, but Game Pass has
PC's
just been
definitely
great, like
off
for the
limits
family.
for the most part, right? Like you probably got like red ropes around that, and it's only within like supervision and all that good stuff.
I got a bouncer.
Nice.
Yeah, but no, I mean this game. I mean, Plague Tale, like everything that I've heard from it, like, and if you haven't played it, everyone who says if you haven't played this game, play this game. I heard it's got great stealth mechanics, great story, visually looks good, really good. And this is just another great addition to Game Pass. So they keep.
No, I just want to ask you real quick because I see Serenity in the chat said I won't be playing Plague Tale unless it comes to Xbox. Just Serenity personally hates gaming on PC. Now, I just read really quickly that it was coming to Game Pass. Enrique, did you see this announcement on Twitter? Is it just PC or is it coming to Xbox as well? Xbox Game Pass.
No,
I saw a Game Pass PC. But I would imagine though that it would probably come to Xbox, like console Game Pass.
They just released it that it's coming to Game Pass. I think today now.
Now, but is it just PC like Ultimate Game Pass or
no? It showed the tweet from yesterday or the day before yesterday. That was the PC version, and now they just released right while we were on the show, like right
breaking
when we started
news,
with the intro.
people.
Yeah, they just showed it, and then like Tim Dog confirmed it himself by saying, "Damn, I was waiting." He says, "I was wanting this game." He says, "But I was broke. Now I can get it. I can play it on Game Pass." So
Dude, when we were having like the end of the year sale, I kept looking at a Plague Tale, and I'm like, "Man, I want to play it."
Too.
I want to play it, and I just never pulled the trigger on that purchase. I got other things like I got like the Ghostbusters remake and stuff like that, but So me personally, I'm excited for this because I held off and I still get the benefit because of Game Pass and I still get to go in and play it. So, well, Mega, since I kind of went to you second anyway. What do you think about this, man? In terms of the game, have you played the game? Gotten into it at all? And what do you think about what Xbox is doing here? Like, I know we talk about it a lot, but damn, every time another game that is respected by the community drops in there, I just feel like it's another time to be like, man, they're doing an incredible job with this subscription service. But what do you think, brother?
I mean, no, it's everything that Enrique was saying, and plus, and you too. It's a phenomenal service for gamers. Like it's like no other. It's really the Netflix of gaming right now, and it seems like it's getting better and better and better. And which telling me the reason why it's getting better and better is because it's actually successful. And so man. And for the game itself, I've started it a couple of months ago, and I'm just like everybody else, just a backlog, just trying to knock out stuff. Right now, I'm playing on the PlayStation, trying to knock out some of these PlayStation games. So,
dude, is somebody getting beat up in the background? Like, what the hell?
I don't know. That could be prayed. I have no idea. But anyway, overall though, I played it and got maybe about an hour into it. First thing you notice is how beautiful the game is, and then like how dark it is as well. So it's intriguing. Just however, it's the setting, everything about it is just like top notch. And it's another studio that doesn't have a lot of people that worked on the game. So that's a testament right there to just how well that they were in tune to make the game the way it is. And it's just, I don't know, man. It's just great. Like for people out here that's been on the fence for games like Control, because that's definitely going to come to Game Pass here pretty soon. And
shout out to Wilmy Hood who hooked me up with a birthday present. He actually bought me Control, and I am really digging that game right now, man.
Right, yeah. And that was a cool game, and that was one of the things. Like, if you're on the fence for a game, you don't have to be. Especially if you feel that type of game might be coming over to Game Pass. And then it's just one of those things, like if you really enjoy that game and you're afraid that game is going to drop off eventually, you'll buy that game at a discount. So it's it does everything for the customer that you would want. And it almost seems like you feel a little guilty. You know what I'm saying? I know, like, man, I'm only paying this how much a month, and well, I mean, we got it for I don't know how long you got it for, Bob, but I got it.
Dude, I'm paying full price by now, man. Like,
I got it for a couple of years, so it's kind of like to me, it's like it almost feel like I'm stealing. Like, I mean, damn, I'm coming up hard. What are we talking about? How am I stealing? But so I was just like, but it's just a great service, and I think anybody out there that tries to knock this and try to say that this is like welfare or some crazy shit like that, I think that you're really silly for saying stuff
I hear
like that.
less and less of that now, by the way, when it comes down to it. It's not the welfare subscription and stuff like that people started saying when it first came out and people were first kind of getting into the subscription service. I think like too many quality titles have dropped in there. Especially when it comes to third party and stuff like that, I don't think anybody in their right mind can actually say that anymore about this service, bro.
Right. No, I mean, I guarantee you that other you know what I'm saying, people that are bigger fans with PlayStation and with Nintendo would love for them to have this type of service as well. I mean, it just screams just too much of a bargain to refuse. Mm-hmm. I think even the people that downplays it and talk bad about it, I think on the down low they sneak off and they go ahead and download a couple of.
You go into their closet and they got Game Pass posters hanging up.
So it's a great service, and as long as they just keep doing what they're doing, I mean, just like Enrique said, like the games from Xbox alone is a win, but you adding all these third-party games and they're big titles as well. I mean, what could you ask for, man? It's great.
Nice. And huge shout out to our brother Sir X-Man hitting up that super chat, showing love for the channel and of course the show. He says K Mega's just happy Tekken 7 is in Game Pass. And
absolutely.
Oh, dude,
mighty Tekken.
He hit up Super Chat one more time, brother. He said, Xbox can play Tekken 7 with us now. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Come and get that fade. Come and get it.
Dude, I don't know. I'm allergic to body oil, man. So
let me get some practice, K-Meg. I'll give it a shot, bro.
Oh, yeah. Come on. Fight night. We can do that. Sunday,
I'm waiting for you guys to do Mortal Kombat 11 again, man. I'm down for that. I'm saying.
We could do that, too. I mean, we're going to be doing Dragon Ball Z Fighters first. That's going to be the first game, and then it can just kind of go anywhere it wants to after that.
Nice. Now, let's...
Hey, Xbox, can I chime in real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Hey, I just want to say, because I'm looking at the list of games right now available on Game Pass on PC, and I got to say the other cool thing about Game Pass that I really like is that there's smaller titles in there that I probably would never buy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Game Pass gives me the opportunity to try them, and there's been some really cool titles in there that may have, maybe not shown up on everyone's radar, like Bloodstained: Ritual of the Night.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you haven't played that, I would highly recommend it. It's a love letter to Castlevania.
I would say that's from the creator of Castlevania, right?
Exactly, yeah, it is. And so that's one example of of a smaller game that maybe some people probably wouldn't have played otherwise. And so that's the other thing I love about Game Pass. And Children of Morta, which was just added, is another game that I've heard a lot of positive things about from people that have played it.
Hold on, what's the game
I never
called?
played it. It was never on my radar, but I'm definitely going to try it now.
What was the title of that game?
Children of Morta.
Huh. I heard of that game. I never seen it though.
There's been gameplay shown of it on GRG because I didn't know what that game was either, and I asked Bloody and Op like, what is that game? It's set in old school, like the old school graphics, the 8-bit era.
Yeah.
But it's like you pick from different warriors, and it's kind of like a beat 'em up. But like in a dungeon style, kind of like Gauntlet. It's really cool looking. So yeah, you should check it out. It looks pretty dope. I'm definitely going to download it so I can play it.
Damn, look at that. Everybody loving Game Pass. So let's go to my brother Predator. Yo, Pred, what do you think about this news? I think you played A Plague's Tale, right?
Yeah, I did. I had his gameplay for once or twice, I think, when I lost. So.
Well, it's not my fault. I had better gameplay, brother. That's all I gotta say.
No, you just keep playing Destiny and people love you. So
But
Yeah,
what
but
do you
I
think
did.
about this, man?
Yeah, and it's like what Enrique was saying. Like, you get a chance with Pass to play a lot of games that you haven't had any desire to play, and it's like it's there. So why not download and check it out? So with this game, like this is one of the games I was on the fence about, and I'm kicking myself now because I kept telling myself, I bet this game comes in Game Pass, but I couldn't wait, and so I bought it. I think I got it on PC, but I mean, it's a good game. I mean, it's I didn't finish it. I'll go ahead and say that now. I'm probably about halfway through the game, but like from what I played, I enjoyed it. Like I had no issues with the gameplay, and I thought it was one of the better games of that year, and it should have been nominated for a couple of awards, and it wasn't. But I thought the game was great. From what I played so far, it's a good game. It's got a good story to it. It may get a little bit repetitive at certain points. There's a lot of puzzles and stuff like that in it, but it's something to keep you entertained. And I've probably put about 6 hours into the game so far, maybe 5, but it's a decent game. For whatever reason, I got sidetracked with other shit and didn't get back to it. But the
Yeah,
visuals
those
are great.
military shooters, brother. That's
Probably, yeah, I was probably playing Ghost Recon or something. But like the visuals were like, I had no issue with the visuals. Like I didn't have any hiccups with like glitches or anything like that. The story was really good, and it's not like you're not going to walk around with a sword and shield or anything like that. You have different type of weapons that you're not used to in most games, but for the most part, I mean, it's a pretty solid game. So if you've been on the fence about it, like Game Pass is definitely a way to go. If you've already subscribed to the service, so it's great. And we discussed Game Pass in the past, and I still stick to this theory. Any game that Microsoft markets is going to end up in Game Pass at some point in time. And it seems
Hold
like
on,
it's
they
happened.
got the marketing rights for Cyberpunk, brother.
Yeah, I mean, like you're not talking like next week or anything like that, but like like when the game comes out after like maybe about a year, like I think it'll end up in Game Pass. To be honest with you, and that's one of the differences between what they're doing with their subscription services that other people aren't doing. They're bringing in third party, and everybody else isn't doing that. They're only doing their first party stuff, and I'm talking like EA, Ubisoft, like those guys. They're bringing in their games, but they're not bringing in third party games, and that's what sets out Game Pass from everybody else. Like they're pulling other people in there that aren't typically under the Microsoft umbrella.
That's a great point right there, man. And it's funny when it comes to subscription services. I know a lot of people go back and forth between Game Pass and PlayStation Now, but it's good to remind people that Ubisoft, EA, there's other companies that have that subscription service. I mean, EA, they were the first ones to really do it, and now when it comes to subscription services, I don't hear a lot of people talk about EA Access too much. Unless,
and the thing is, they're also putting their games on Game Pass too. Like they're putting some of their stuff on there.
What EA games are in Game Pass? Do you know off the bat?
Off the top of my head, no. I have to go look.
Yeah,
but I know they have a few on there. Like before they started their own service, like the way they're doing it now, I believe they had a couple of games on there. Like what the hell's the name of that game? It's on
Is it Madden on xCloud?
Yeah, man, is on
Madden's on
xCloud.
xCloud, but
Mirror's Edge, I thought maybe. I don't know. I'll go check for you. I'll go check right now.
all right, I don't have my Xbox on right now.
All right.
Dead Space, maybe. I think.
Actually, I think you're right. I
know they have a few, and even Ubisoft has had a couple of games on there before they went and started doing their own thing.
Well, how about this? We'll bring it to the chat. If anybody knows like what EA games or Ubisoft games are in Game Pass right now, put them in the chat so this way, because there's got to be damn near 200 games on there. I'm not going to remember every one.
Division 1 is Ubisoft. I mean,
okay.
that was a big one for Ubisoft. So
okay, all right. So any EA, please let us know. And I'm gonna move right over to Crispy. Crispy, I'm not sure if you played a Plague's Tale: Innocence. It is going into Game Pass. Well, what do you think about this, brother?
Well, I hear great things about the game. And I hear from like my best friend, like literally best friend that I like grew up with, who I've converted to Xbox, just saying, because he loves Game Pass so much, because he can just go and pick
So
whatever
you
game he
didn't
wants
convert
and
him.
play.
Game Pass converted him. What are you talking
Yeah,
about,
well,
brother?
I gave him the knowledge. I'm sorry. I mean,
dropping
you know what
that
I mean?
crispy truth right there.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the way it goes. Dude, he hits me up all the time. He sees me on Gears 5. He's playing Gears 5 with me. He loves the game. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like it, but he loves it
Is
more
his
than me,
name
probably.
Supersonic Station?
Let's not go there, okay?
That's your best friend, bro.
But in general, he saw that, he saw that on Facebook, not Twitter. He doesn't even use Twitter, to be honest. So he saw
Facebook
on
still
Facebook
exists?
Facebook still will drop stuff from Twitter. Let's put it that way. Okay, but he was like, oh, a Plague Tale. Oh, I've been wanting to play that game. Like, I don't have the money for it, but if it comes to Game Pass, holy shit. And I'm like, I've heard great things about the game, but I'm like, well, shit, like, I better play it if you like it that much. You know what I mean? And that's cool because I wouldn't purchase that game. Like, going back to Enrique said, I wouldn't purchase that game, just thinking about it. You know what I mean? That's not my type of game. But I also beat Untitled Goose Game. So, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like,
dude, if you beat that game, now I gotta beat that game. I can't let you beat a game like that and then me not do it, man.
It was just so fun to me, dude. It really was. It was hilarious. Like, it felt like you were really a goose, like a nuisance of the entire like area you're in. Like, it was hilarious.
I can see why Crispy would like that, by the way, people.
Yeah, well, I can be a nuisance. Yes, thank you, Bot. Yeah, go screw yourself. Yeah, let's go.
Dude, I'm not gonna do that live on a show, man.
But in general, like, the beauty of Game Pass is that some of these games that didn't get the sales or the recognition that they needed, you have them right in your face now, and these games, like even Devil May Cry 5 didn't sell very well, but it actually sold a lot after it got into Game Pass also. So we have to understand that some of these developers that don't have their own service, even though some of them that do have their own service are dropping them in there, just saying that, the fact is that you have to get people's mind share involved.
I gotta call you out on something, because I think Devil May Cry, I think it did pretty good on launch, but even still, it went into Game Pass. Now it could have got a boost after it went into Game Pass, but I think it was doing pretty good in terms of people
pretty
picking
good
that.
is pretty good, great, as Mooch would say. It's pretty good, great.
By the way, I don't see any I don't see any EA Access games in here.
Okay. All right. Well,
Okay.
it's just trying to, check it out. It's always good to kind of check it and see, to give people
they do come
exactly.
out.
Maybe
Game Pass as
Anthem.
well, so.
Maybe Anthem.
No, you're right. I don't know. I
There may
get
not
them all
be any
mixed up,
now,
too.
but I think prior to Game Pass, there were like a few.
Maybe.
I think someone
Yeah, I don't
mentioned
know.
Yo,
Black.
Pred,
and
I gotta
Mass
say,
Effect.
Pred, my bad, but I gotta say your Cybertruck looks really good in the show, man. In that circle in the middle, I just had to throw it out there, man. Guys,
You're gonna get one.
let's start getting into the real topics. Let's talk about the year 2020 kicking off as a delay year, people, because I have the list right here when it comes down to it on my phone. Quite a few games, as soon as like 2020 really started kicking off and everything, quite a few games got delayed. The Final Fantasy VII remake for about a month. You have Cyberpunk and Avengers not coming out until September. You have Iron Man VR delayed until, I believe, May. And we got to tackle this topic because, like, I don't know, going through this generation and all the delays that we have seen throughout this generation, I don't know if people in the chat and if people on the panel are just kind of desensitized to this or whatnot. Let's go to K Mega first on this one. K Mega, all these games, Final Fantasy VII, Cyberpunk, Avengers, Iron Man VR, all delayed. What do you think, man? were you disappointed when you saw this? Were there any games you were more disappointed about? What's going on with your feelings on these games being delayed, brother?
No, it doesn't bother me because I could get to save some money. I, I we can't complain as gamers about games being broken and messed up and I'm pretty sure when these games come out there'll still be some hitches and some issues and
they'll still be broken and messed up.
Yeah, but at least but though when games have been held back for maybe 1, 2, 3 times, they did perform and play better than when those games that just hurried up and came on the date that they said they were. And I'm all for that. I mean, these are some big time games that's coming down the line, and you don't want to mess those up, especially with the Final Fantasy VII remake, especially with Cyberpunk. I think they've learned their lessons, especially CD Projekt Red learned their lessons with The Witcher 3, because when that game first launched, it was broken as hell. The menu system was a mess, and that's why I stopped playing it for a while, because I knew exactly what people were complaining about. And then when they patched everything up after a long time, then you go back and the game plays better than ever, even though it still has hitches. Every game has problems or issues, but especially a game that big. But with those games being delayed, I think they're also prepping to be available close to the time of the launch of the new consoles as well. I think that may have been the goal all along, and they just wanted to solidify a date just in case if they knew that they had the games ready or ready to release at that time. But
all right, so Megan, you're talking about 2 games there. Then you're talking about Cyberpunk and Avengers like coming out in September, brother.
I'll talk about Final Fantasy VII remake.
That comes out.
You can talk about it.
March.
That got
April.
delayed. That got
April.
delayed. That got delayed in April. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now I gotta let you know I'm a little confused. I'm a little possibly concerned here when it comes to Cyberpunk and Avengers coming out in September, because to me right around the corner is the PS5, the Series X. Now we know they're making those games for the Xbox One, PS4 as well. Do you have any concerns here in terms of they definitely would have kind of like maximized the current gen version of those games if they came out earlier than September. Do you have any concern that possibly the current generation game might get overlooked a little bit and they might not be able to get the type of like profit that they were looking for when it comes to these big titles in order to continue to make games or whatnot, man?
No, not at all. Actually, I think that especially if the PlayStation 5 doesn't do what Xbox is doing, people will double dip. If there's people people will wait and give Final Fantasy VII remake or whatever. Well, I should say that because that's supposed to be coming out in April, but I should say Avengers or whatever when with the launch of that console. Now, if they're doing what Xbox is doing to where you can still play those games and still play those games on the old hardware, on the new hardware, it doesn't matter if you buy it right then and there. So no, I think that they have a strategy on it, and also they just want to get the game polished and right. Like it's just like with Doom. Doom was supposed to come out at the end of the year, and I think it was smart for them to delay because there was heavy hitters that came out in September, October, and at the beginning of November. I don't think anybody would have.
Brother, Doom's a heavy hitter in and of itself, though, man. Don't do that.
Yeah,
man.
No. They weren't going to step over Star Wars or COD, or even though Death Stranding didn't get the sales.
Did you say Star Wars Jedi?
Yeah, that did well.
But dude, you're talking about a new Star Wars game by a developer that's never done those before. It was basically doing first-person shooters. Like, to me, that wouldn't even be competition for a game like Doom.
Who's going to become the head? who's going to become the
Right,
head of EA. Let's put it that way. Come on
then
now.
also you got to look at it from this standpoint. Is standpoint too is Star Wars. There's still going to be people that's going to buy it because it's Star Wars, and so you got Doom there. I don't think Doom would have done as well if you got going against COD at the end of October and then the other games that was in the beginning of. It would have done fine, but I think they were smart to wait and delay it. And so I look at it the same way. Like this whole bunch, like a lot of people had to think about what game that they were going to buy, because that's one thing that I asked when we heard about Final Fantasy VII Remake getting delayed until the same month that Cyberpunk 2077 was supposed to get put out. And I'm kind of like, damn, like which game are you going to pick? Like not everybody's going to buy $120 worth of games. You know what I'm saying? And then also people will buy collector's editions and things like that. So you would have to pick, and then that's not really the only two games that's going to be coming out that's going to be pretty good. So you know what I'm saying? So it's actually a good thing that those games aren't cluttered up together at the first part of the year, and they're more spread out. And you know what I'm saying? So that's why I think they looked at that maybe from that standpoint, and they just wanted to add a little polish. And then of course they're getting close to the end of the end of the generation and going into the new generation. What will be better than to showcase what these games could do on the new hardware just a couple of months out, except for what those games came out at the beginning of the year.
Do you think that these games, that Avengers, Final Fantasy, not Final Fantasy, but Avengers and Cyberpunk, do you think that they will have a quote-unquote next-gen title, a port for PS5 and Series X launching the same day as like the current generation games? Or do you think
I don't know about...
I think they would have to. I think they would have to release them at the same time. Otherwise, I feel like they might run into issues there, man.
Matter of fact, that's why I say that I'm thinking that maybe PlayStation might do something to the effect of where they will play older games on their console like Xbox will. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see that they'll just have these games come out at this date, and then you would have to buy another one. I don't see that. If they do, then hey, do what you want to. But I don't know. I just look at it differently. But I just want the games to be polished and be
but
great.
Brother, it won't be able to take full advantage of the CPU and stuff like that. It'll be basically made for this generation of consoles. So there might be some hate there, but. I'll let that slide. Hold on, Enrique.
I saw that jab.
Enrique, man, I got to get you in on this. What do you think? First off, what do you think about the delays in general? But I got to ask you because, like, I'm eyeing those games that are coming out in September, and I'm like, I'm thinking, are they going to come out with the PS5 and Series X version as well, or like, what's going to happen with that? It bothers me, man, and I don't even know why. And Enrique, let me know what you think about this, man.
I obviously look. I was disappointed with the delays, but that being said, it gives me a little time to dive into some other games that are coming out, like Phantasy Star Online 2. I think comes out April 2020. Ori 2. What else? Persona 5 Royale comes out.
I know what else. Battletoads.
not playing Battletoads.
Play that game for a whole week and you'll be moving on to Destiny again.
Oh yeah, for real. And Bleeding Edge as well.
Yeah, that's right, Bleeding Edge. So there's like a ton. There's a lot of stuff coming out. So like I was obviously disappointed, but then I was like, okay, you know what? That's fine. Like, and I get to get through my backlog of games. So I'm getting a little more, buying myself a little more time, but. To answer your question with the are these games going to go?
I feel it's really too close to the kind of like launch of the next series of hardware, man.
Well, I think they're gonna. I would be shocked. I mean, maybe not Final Fantasy, or not Final Fantasy. I'm sorry. Maybe I'd be shocked if Cyberpunk 2077 and the Avengers game didn't somehow make its way. Maybe not at launch, but at some point to the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. I mean, we saw that beginning of this generation. There was a couple. I think Battlefield 4 was one of those cross-gen games that launched. I remember playing it on the 360 and then playing it shortly thereafter on the Xbox One. But you would imagine that those games, I'm thinking, would probably be cross generation. I'd be surprised if they didn't. Maybe not close to or at launch, but maybe shortly afterwards. But I don't think that releasing close to new console launch is going to hurt those games, because you got to remember, not a lot of people are really going to upgrade their consoles. When these consoles release, it's typically the hardcore gamers,
The
that
people that want that
tend-
power.
yeah, exactly. And so most of the market's going to stay pat for a little bit. So I don't see those games not selling well because of the release of the new hardware.
So if you had Enrique, if you had a crystal ball and you were
Yeah.
able to look into the future when it comes to Avengers and Cyberpunk, does your crystal ball show a PS5 and Series X version of these, or do you think it shows an upgrade patch down the line for people who have purchased it, the PS4 and the Xbox One version?
I think it's going to be a separate, like a new SKU. I don't think it's going to be a patch. I think they're gonna. Yeah, I think they're gonna want to. If it's going to be these next gen consoles, I would say that they sell it specifically for the PlayStation 5 and the Series X.
All right, that's cool. And
They got to double dip, make that money, man.
that's Enrique's crystal ball right there. There will be graphics coming out showing that he has a crystal ball. But on that note, let's go to Predator on this. Pred, what do you think about these delays? Are you kind of desensitized to it for what we've dealt with this generation that we're in now? Because let's be honest here, there were a lot of games delayed. First part into the middle of the generation, a lot of it was on PlayStation side, and then you got Xbox kind of like, oh, we can do that as well, and you started seeing them with delays and a couple cancellations as well. What do you think? Are you desensitized to this? Is this all well and good? And then, of course, what do you think about the games that are releasing in September? Are you looking at that like, it just doesn't feel right to you, brother? The way I am right now.
I'll start with the delay issue. I think we are kind of desensitized. I can't say that word. Whatever you
Desensitized.
said.
Just
All
like
right,
that
become
word-
drunk, Predator.
I literally just poured another glass.
Oh shoot! Hold on, Pred, real quick. I got a super chat. All right, yo, shout out to Emmanuel for showing love and supporting the show and the channel. He says he loves that Battletoads war cry. That is right, brother. But go ahead, Pred.
I'll sit here and try to figure out how to say desynthesize. See, I can't say it.
The synthesizer.
Yeah, that word.
Yeah.
But like I you get so used to it. I mean, it's almost like I don't even get hyped up for release dates anymore, because I have a feeling they're gonna get pushed back. And even like the games coming out, like in the spring, I'm still thinking that they're gonna get pushed. Like some of them anyway. Like even Ori. Like I think I was supposed to come out in February, and they pushed it. Like they snuck that shit in, and they pushed it back another month. And then like they didn't really talk about it, but it got pushed back.
Dude, they did the same thing with the first Ori too, man. Like we were waiting in limbo for that game to come out for a while, man.
And that's one of the games I was looking forward to playing. Like Ori and Cyberpunk were two of my biggest games coming up in the spring, that I was looking forward to playing. And I mean, I'm going to get Ori, but like, I mean, Cyberpunk being pushed back that far, like a month would be one thing, but like it's like September, man. That's a lot of time. But I think we are kind of getting used to seeing it, and it's almost like we don't even care. Like I don't put any, when I see a release date, I don't set that in stone anymore. And I guess maybe it's
no real validity to it. Like even when I
see something at E3, I'm like, oh yeah, this game's coming. Like they'll announce shit. Oh, coming in June 2025, and like you're like, oh shit, like it's like that's not happening. So like I don't put any faith into that anymore. Like I wait like within about 2 months, then I'll get a little excited about it. But like there's games coming out here in the next couple of months like we haven't heard about that may still get pushed, like Last of Us 2. Like when does that come out?
That comes out
May, and here we are in January, about to enter into February, and like I know Sony kind of keeps that stuff kind of close to their chest. But I know they have an event coming out in February. But if we don't hear about the game in February, I mean, they could easily announce a different release date for that in February too. Like,
Oh yeah.
And as far as that other topic, like you were saying, like having it come out in September, like
It doesn't feel right to me though, man. I
it
don't know
doesn't.
why.
And let me throw a little bone in people's ears real quick. Okay, you talk about a game being released right at the end of a generation, in the beginning of another generation. Who else did that? When did GTA come out?
Oh shoot! It was like it was
Was it right around the
It was
Yeah,
the-
it
turn of the
was.
generation?
It was like it was summer of that year.
Yeah, and
Of
so,
the launch
so
year. Yeah,
do you see what they did with that game and how relevant that game has been since then?
yeah,
And I mean,
no
like,
doubt.
and if Cyberpunk can do that,
well
and they
they
can
they
release it
have
in
to
September,
support it for a long time because
well,
that's
they're supporting it. Keep in mind, like their multiplayer isn't coming out at the launch of the game. It's coming out, I think.
I think it might now. I think
No,
that's
no,
one
They
of
because
the
said in
reasons for the delay.
2022.
They said
Yeah,
2022.
yeah, 2022.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So my
yeah,
insider was wrong. I'm not listening to him ever again.
Well, I heard you say that last night, and I couldn't find the tweet that I saw. The article I saw where they were pushing that back as well. So like, yeah, they're pushing that back as too. So like they could announce another version of that game and make it. Well, not say what did GTA do? They came out with the GTA 5, and then they came out with GTA 5 for the next gen consoles. Right?
Yes.
So that made it more relevant, and it kind of like people had to go rebuy that game again because they wanted to play on next gen consoles. So, but you got to carry over your character.
Well, they saw what the game looked like on the new consoles, and they were like, "Yeah, no, we got to get that."
So would that not be a smart? This is the time to take advantage of us because this is the perfect time to do that shit. Like, if you're a business guy, like, let's release it right before consoles launch, and then we'll sell it to their asses again.
We'll do it again.
Motherfuckers will buy it because they'll be hooked on it. They'll be hooked on that shit like crack. And then we'll start supporting the shit on the 360 and the Xbox One X.
You sound like the person who decided to sell people bottled water.
Double dip.
Yeah, that's what it's double dip.
That's
Dude.
right.
Like if you can do it, and that's what they're gonna do. So like for me, getting it on PC. Any game coming out like fucking June on PC. I'm not even fucking with a console game between now.
PC Master Race.
Oh, you just made
PC.
Enrique so happy, dude.
I have a PC too. So like, if I have a choice, I'm gonna get it on PC because I can just upgrade my PC and get everything. Everybody else is gonna have to go buy another game for it.
Dude, there's no problem.
Unless that
with
rumor
either.
of it coming on Game Pass comes true, which I seriously doubt. But like, let's talk about Cyberpunk. But like, I'm not buying a console game until the new launch of the consoles come out because I'm not gonna worry about that patch. Like Battlefield 4 never got patched for an Xbox One X or Xbox One. I don't think it ever got patched.
No, it didn't. They sold. You had to buy it again.
I don't even know if they did that. Like when because again I played
you had to buy. Yeah, you had to buy it again because
You had to buy it again.
I bought it twice. Yeah, I just
double
waited
dip.
until it was bad. Yeah,
That is the epitome of double dipping right there. Yeah, just buy it again.
We're gonna
That
sell
is
it to
pretty
you
good.
with an Xbox One X patch. I don't ever think it got HDR. I don't think it never upgraded to the next gen console. Like, and I know people who still play Battlefield 4 because they wanted a current military tactical blow shit up type game that they weren't getting from other games, and so they when they played Battlefield 1, they went right back to Battlefield 4. So like, and because they wanted that current shit. So like, I don't think they ever patched that game. My stepson was playing it over Christmas, and I was like, man, that game was terrible. But like, the reason why it looked terrible because it was made with a 360. So like, I mean, like, it never got it like that upgrade that you would have expected. And a lot of games did that too. So like, they're gonna double dip. And so if you're buying a game, like I would say post E3, and you have an option to wait or pick it up on PC. On PC. I'm not gonna. I refuse to buy a game around that time period because I have a feeling that's exactly what they're gonna do. And unless they can confirm that shit, then I'm gonna be able to carry over my character and carry over my game saves and stuff like that to, and even get a discount
like
on the
like
game.
GTA did, and that didn't really work in the beginning either, man.
Yeah, right. And that's like, I'm not trusting that, dude. I'm gonna pick it up on PC and just fuck it up. All
right.
So.
I got you, brother. I got you.
I feel what you're saying. Like it feels like it's like they're kind of like scratching their head in the fucking meeting at the round table, and they're like, "Hey, why don't we just release this a little bit later, and we can get their money twice?" So,
Ooh, evil geniuses there in the business world. Yeah, I want to give a huge shout out to an awesome part of the community, huge supporter of this channel, my brother Stick Figure, hitting up that super chat, showing love for the show. He says, happy to support. Guys, check this out. This is for all of us here. A great podcast. Damn right, brother. Damn right. On that note, I'm bringing it to Crispy right now. Crispy, what do you think about these delays? Were you disappointed? I know Final Fantasy VII Remake, it's going to be on PlayStation for about a year. So even the delay pushes that year even further before it comes onto Xbox as well. What do you think about these delays? And like I said, I don't feel right about the September releases for Cyberpunk and Avengers. So let me know what you think about that as well, man.
Well, we have to think about this for a second.
Gears.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, we're not going to Gears, buddy. I'm just saying. But in general, let's think about this for a second. Anybody seen any leaked dev kits for Xbox?
No.
Anybody? Anybody on the chat?
No, we need
anybody?
Any janitors out there that are cleaning up developer studios. You need to take a picture of the dev kit for the Xbox Series X. That's all I'm saying.
We saw those pictures, which I think were truly legit, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
So, but we saw those pictures far before the VGAs, correct?
Yeah, actually.
Okay, so all of a sudden, and this is unprecedented. You have to think about this for a second.
Oh, hold on. Hold on. Before you drop this real quick, I got another super chat. I got to hit it up. It is Z Black Rider. He is a member of the channel, so he is showing double love and double support for the channel and the show. He says Phil is cyberpunking all custom 2077 Series X on September 17th. Woo! Who did that for you? Oh, so he's predicting a custom Series X for Cyberpunk 2077 releasing on September 17th. Before you get into your main point, Crispy, what do you think about that prediction, man?
I'm going to tell you something right now. Xbox has got a bag of tricks that are about to happen. I'm just saying. They see the light at the end of the tunnel, and they are gunning for it. They will shoot people in the face to get to it. Ooh. Okay? And I'm not playing with you. You have to understand, I have never seen so many third-party, I'm not talking exclusives, third-party games back their dates up so much in my entire relevance as a gamer. Okay? And don't get me wrong, I actually like when a game like Avengers, which seems to require a lot of technical prowess.
I want to play Avengers.
Because from what I watched from the demo wasn't great, but I think they can make it great and make me want to play it. You know what I mean?
And make Avengers great again. I'm sorry.
Cyberpunk on my 4K TV, when I saw the actual demo that they put out, kind of looked like a 360 game. I'm just saying.
Those jiggly titties didn't when they showed that, like when he was.
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying.
Attention to that. I know.
Well, dude, it was right in front of the. It was right in front of the screen, man.
But in general, all of a sudden, because nobody thought anybody think that the VGAs was going to be where they're going to release the Series X.
Oh no,
and
dude!
Show us it?
My jaw hit the floor when I realized.
Okay,
what they were showing.
Me too. You know what I'm saying? So. I think these devs were left in the dark too, because what's happens half the time is those leaks come from devs themselves. All right?
Ooh.
And here's the thing. All of a sudden you see that power of tower or tower power or whatever you want to call it in your face, and then all of a sudden you don't know, because we don't know. Microsoft says, look, this is you gotta sign this saying you're not going to leak this or anything. You could get sued, whatever. This is the actual specs for it. And then all of a sudden, everybody's like, oh, shit, we could use this. We could make the game better because we're really only gauged for consoles. And we got to do this. And then all of a sudden, you got people in your back pocket you didn't even know were there. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, shit, who's there? Oh, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, and then they're like, oh, we got to be on your stage. We got to do this and that. Like, that's why Xbox is still at E3. That's why they said, like, Phil, as soon as, like, PlayStation's like, we're done, he's like, yep, we're there. Okay? Because you know what? People got to show games on some kind of stage. At least they feel that way still. There's a lot of old school gamers that are making games. Just saying. And I'm going to tell you right now, Xbox is about to blow some people's minds. And it could be with something like Cyberpunk going to Game Pass 6 months later after it releases. Or even going to Game Pass day and date. You don't know, okay? Because if Microsoft throws enough money at CD Projekt Red, guess what? They're going to do it. And that's plain and simple. You could sit here and say whatever, but if they say this is a system seller, if we have a day and date on Xbox Game Pass, guess what? People are gonna buy our system just to play that game because they know you got hundreds of other games that are AAA, even third party, first party, whatever you want. Plus, the first party exclusives are there. So in the end, we can all sit here and say this, that, and the other thing, but there's a purely a reason why so many third-party developers are pushing their games back. And you know what? In the end, I see it as it's a great thing because I see games that release on the day they said they did, and they freaking suck. And that includes Gears 5. It released on that day. It released on that day, and it was broken. And I was disappointed. And is it better now? Yes. But I'm a gearhead. The casuals don't give a shit about, I booted it up. I couldn't play past the first act or the second act or whatever. I've heard every story in the book, and I don't think they're lying to me because I at least experienced some of what they were saying. So in the end, if you're not into that genre and you're trying to get people to be in that genre, you have to release a near perfect game. I wouldn't say perfect because everybody's going to have a complaint, but a near perfect game. And you have to do it right at that point in time.
Nice, man. You know, Enrique, I think this is your first time being on the show with, you know, our newer member on the panel with Crispy. And I will say something here. What I love about Crispy is his podcast style. Like, in the middle of him talking, you think to yourself, what the hell is he talking about? But as he's wrapping it all up, you're like, oh, shit, I see his point right there. Like, I absolutely love that style of his, man, because he had me, like, guessing right in the middle of that, and then as he was winding it up, I'm like, oh, dude, I see what you're saying now. Oh, my goodness. But, you know, on that note, guys.
I do have something to say.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Oh. You sure you don't want to hear this, Juice?
Yo, you're gonna say what up to Blades, right? Because he just joined, dude. I think we have like some of the best moderators in podcasting on YouTube. But go ahead.
Oh yeah. What's going on, Blades? What's going on, Blades? I do want to say this of what Z Black Rider said in the super chat. I'm not going to say no names. I mean, this is kind of going to be self-explanatory, but I will say this. You can tell us
after we're off the air, though.
Well, I'll just say this: we were streaming last week, it was last week, and somebody came into the chat and they said, "Look, we are, it's funny because Phil Spencer asked me to come out there to E3 this year," and we were like, "Word?" And they were like, yeah, they did. And he says, I hope it's something that has to do with, with the things that I do. And
you're talking Xbox Pope?
I can't tell you that.
Dude, I'm hearing Xbox Pope in everything that you're saying right now.
So all I'm saying is this. For everything that Z Black Rider is saying on that, and then there was a leak of a picture and you know how leaks are. You don't know what's real and what's not. But it's supposed to look like a customized something a customized something, but the colors look like cyberpunk. I don't know. But the point of the matter is that look, that was from the horse's mouth themselves that night. So take it for what you will. But to me, that would definitely make sense, and that would be fucking awesome. And Pred should lose his shit because that's something that he's been asking for, if that's the case. But I digress.
I'm gonna have to insert that blank, and I'm gonna have to say
I'll tell you after the show.
We have to remember that there's a few people that they have hired from Sony's marketing team. Okay. And they are, you have to go for the jugular, as we've all said.
Yeah, I know, but their boss is Aaron Greenberg. I understand they hired people from marketing, but at the end of the day, and I'm not trying to throw shade at Aaron. He's a really nice guy. He definitely does a lot when it comes to charities and stuff like that with Xbox. I know that firsthand because he donated a Project Scorpio for Snap's 24-hour donation to give away, and with a bunch of other stuff as well. So he's really awesome on that front. But when it comes to that marketing mind, I'm not really in Aaron's corner, man.
Okay, all right.
He's
He's
the
boss.
boss.
What you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but it's called the trickle down effect. Does everybody remember when Larry and Phil were talking, and he talked about how he listened to somebody he never thought he would listen to?
Okay.
Remember to do the VGA to show Xbox Series X.
That was a great sign right there. That showed doing something different than what they have been doing. Yeah.
And now that Phil has seen I mean, we could say what we want, but you couldn't have done better, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? You could have done it at E3 and everyone would have been expecting it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But you did it at the VGAs with 43 million people watching. And you did it with Jeff Keighley running the show, who's a PlayStation head to the T, okay? And he still shut his mouth, or he didn't even know himself. You know what I mean?
Dude, I heard they kept it under wraps even when they were in rehearsal. They were rehearsing something else, and they didn't.
Well, that was part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, in general, it's time for Microsoft to think outside the box, because if you think inside the box the way you've been doing, you're going to get screwed again. And that's why I feel we can go right back to the topic that some of these devs are like, oh shit, this is here, really? And like we said, we don't know. They could have signed something and said, here's the specs for it.
Crispy, I would love. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
And guess what? We haven't seen a dev kit, right?
No.
For all we know, they're using the Scorpio dev kit. Who knows how many? Nobody ever said how many teraflops that is.
Don says that all the time. There's still plenty of juice in the box of the.
Well, and we don't know what the actual specs for that dev kit was. Right. We don't. So in general, it's crazy to think about, and I understand that I might sound crazy to some people. I understand that, but I just think way outside the box, and I say, you know what? Xbox knows after the VGAs. VGAs confirmed that for Xbox, that they're thinking outside the box, because Phil would have never done that if somebody wasn't in his ear, and he admitted that to him.
I think like Crispy's right. I'm like. One of the things we've complained about this whole generation is marketing and leaks from Microsoft's camp. Like, they can't keep shit behind closed doors. And, the whole announcement of, the SXXX.
Series X. Just say Series X,
Series
man.
X. The whole Series X announcement was kind of like a shock to a lot of people. They weren't expected to happen when it did. Better yet alone, it to happen at all. Like right then and there, we always assume it's E3. It's going to be at E3. It's going to be at E3, and like Microsoft has been predictable. And one of the things they had to change this generation, which I've been complaining about, is their predictability. They announce when they're going to announce something. We find out what they're going to announce before they announce it, and then they announce it. And at the same time, they know that at the same time they announce something, Sony has basically said, "Oh, they're going to do this. Well, let's do that."
Sony tweets something out, and then that's it.
Yeah, that's all I have to do. Like, and it's like, what Sony's like, what can we do to kind of steal that thunder? And they just do something like simple, right? Like a tweet, or let's announce this because they're doing that. Like, and if Microsoft just does stuff spontaneously without anybody knowing it's happening, then it actually brings more buzz to their console and to their marketing. Like they don't typically do that. And like Crispy was saying, that's the first time that they've done something like that. And I think they're gonna, and that's why we haven't seen a dev kit. We haven't seen, like, I can't find shit. Like, I'm looking for games, I'm looking for specs, I'm looking for I can't find anything on what the fuck Microsoft is doing right now, because they're keeping that shit under wraps right now. And that's exactly what they should be doing in the fucking first place. They should be announcing, letting people leak their shit out like that, because once someone gets unless it's a controlled leak where they say, hey, go ahead and post this shit real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like unless they do something like that, like, and it's them doing it, like that should never happen. With a company this size, as much money as they fucking make, they're like in the top 3, the most fucking expensive. Like, they do security for a fucking living. Like how are you letting shit like this leak out? And so, like, they have to kind of keep shit under wraps, especially going into this generation, because if they're not the ones stepping up in the forefront and announcing something, there's a problem. Like, Phil should be out there, Matt Booty should be out there, Aaron should be out there, somebody should be out there with the Microsoft fucking hat on, saying this is the truth. And they didn't do that in the beginning of this generation. They let everybody else do it. They let leakers do it. They let, like, random motherfuckers find out that shit, and it fucking cost them. They let fucking Jeff Keighley do this shit. Like, that cost them like a lot of shit. And so, like, now again, like we talk about, are you going to learn something? They learned. We can't allow that shit anymore. Like, go back to the very beginning of this generation, like with the announcement of the X, or the S, the original Xbox One, where fucking Sony had a video ready to go. Like, like they had another video ready to go based off of what Xbox was going to do at E3. Like, that can't happen. And that happened at fucking the beginning of this generation. And I think they've learned from that. They have to kind of keep things to themselves and keep it within house, and then announce it when they want to, and not when people are expecting it to happen.
I got you, man. And just seeing in the chat, my brother Stick Figure, he is now a moderator on the channel. Yo, Stick Figure, it's been a long time. I should have done that a long time ago. But he stated that Aaron Greenberg also donated $100 to the GoFundMe for our brother Italian Clowns as well. So, like I said, he's absolutely phenomenal with the community when it comes to charity, people in need, and stuff like that. And Stick, if you're still there, and if the GoFundMe is still going, it's still going strong. Definitely, I made you a moderator. Put the link in the chat as well for anybody who wants to help out our brother Clowns. His wife got into a car accident, had major trauma in terms to the head. She is doing better, but they definitely need help monetarily. So Stick, if you're hearing me, definitely put the link in the chat. If anybody else has the link and you're a moderator, definitely put it in the chat as well. But guys, we get to move on to the next subject. And for that, I got to switch scenes. I'm not sure if I set up the mic. So if I go quiet for a second, that's the reason why. But I'm going to switch scenes because we're going to go to visuals on the next topic. Switch it over right now. I think we're looking good here. Yes, I'm here. Everybody on the panel, can you just say something real quick? Yep, we are good. Woo! Wow. Whoever picked saying that,
Cybertruck.
Oh no. Now I know who it was. Guys, the reason.
Hey man, I'm not watching that shit, man. This ain't. What is this? Podcast version of Get Out? What the hell is this little this
just,
shit here?
just focus right in the middle, brother. That's all
I
you
ain't
gotta do.
focused on that shit, man. What you doing?
All right, check this out. The reason why I switched scenes is we need visuals on this because pictures have quote unquote leaked. And again, these are things that happen before new hardware comes out. But supposedly, people are saying that this thing right here, which you're seeing right now, I'll zoom in a little bit for you guys as well. I'll put it to the side.
Porn. That's not porn.
That's not porn, dude. It could be porn to some people. Some people might like that. But guys, what you are seeing right now is supposedly
You got to find the way that you had it. You didn't have to move it.
Oh, for real? Hold on. I'll move it back.
Center.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
put it back in the center.
want me to
man.
shrink it a little bit as well? Oh, you don't want to look at the circle, man.
So can I just
I
say
don't
this
want to
real
see
quick?
that damn circle, man. Yeah, there we go. Get that shit out of here, man.
Can I just say this real quick? From this view, it looks like the Xbox 360 Slim version.
Oh, I can see that. If you look really close into it, though, that
You can see the X back on the backside.
that point
right?
that's coming out on top is only like it's only half of the system in terms of its width. I don't know if I can
It looks
zoom
like a
in.
trash can Xbox.
Yeah, really? Oh,
Yeah.
damn, E. I'm gonna get to you real quick.
I don't like it. I hope that's not it, man, because that's terrible.
Oh,
You want it to look like the dev kit?
yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yo,
I
for real.
took the dev kit over that.
Covenant drop ship.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what that dev kit looked like. It
Wow.
definitely looked like a covered drop.
I swear I wasn't watching Star Wars right now, right?
Oh, disrespectful.
All right.
Disrespectful, gentlemen.
All right, check this out. First off, I got a super chat. Shout out to Phantom Kraken, aka Johansel, says it looks like the Xbox 360 Slim. So, Crispy, I think you got somebody who agrees with you here.
Hell yeah!
No, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to zoom in real quick so I can show you. Do you see that horn? Do you see like going a little bit in? Like that's
a
only
silhouette.
part of it.
Yeah,
It's
a
only
silhouette.
part
I'm
of
not
it.
saying, you know what I mean, but
Right.
it's a silhouette of it.
But all right, I gotta bring it back now. I gotta bring it back. We gotta talk about this, guys, because yeah, I don't know here. Again, this is rumor, but we gotta entertain this. So let's go with you, Crispy. Crispy, look at this one, and as you're talking, I'm gonna show the other one where it's laying down. It's in a red outline. It might be a little bit better. It's definitely a graphic as opposed to a real picture. But as we're talking, I gotta know what do you think about this, man? Do you think this could be the PS5? And if so, what do you think about the design, man?
How large it is, it could cram everything they need to do in it. The problem is that, you know, and I think a lot of people that have had a PS4 Pro, because I've watched way too many, you know, I've heard the fan noise and stuff to begin with. And sometimes they think of, you know, what it's going to put out and not how the hell they're going to cool it lately. I mean, you know, it might cool it. They might be good with that, but that's not what I see when I see the Series X. I see a logical heat goes out the top type thing if you want to have it that way, but the heat will go out the side because
They have liquid cooling in it, like the Xbox One X. I
Well,
can see that.
and
That's a
and-
great point, Enrique, because when you're looking at this white and red picture right here, you know, we don't see the back, we don't see the other side, but when it comes to ventilation, like the back and that side have to be like completely open. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, man.
So what I've learned, and I'm not no tech guy or nothing, but the problem with that is that it seems like there's a lot of vents around it, and they expect you to just have it sit there, you know, horizontally and not vertically, realistically. And yes, at points in times, it'll be great. You know, you bought it brand new, great. But when that dust starts collecting, might be a problem because there has to be a fan in there to push it out, especially if they want you to position it horizontally. It has to have some kind of fan. Like I have left my Xbox One X horizontally, and it has not made any extra noises than it ever has. You know what I mean? And I need to end dust to go and spray that bitch out because it is incredibly caked, but at the same time, it still works. Now, granted, some people have had problems with it, but you also have to realize that they started putting new technology as far as consoles are concerned into the Xbox One X. So they're going to have some issues here and there, and not every console, as they said, or every chip is exactly the same. You know what I mean? So in the end, this just looks like them saying, okay, as long as you're not bigger than the Xbox One Fat or anything like that. You know what I mean? They're not like, oh, Xbox One, the original, was huge. We can do that. You know what I mean? But in the end, you're going to be running games that need some serious CPU power, which the CPU is the reason why a lot of these consoles have, drawn back the CPU because it requires too much heat. So in the end, that heat, could become a problem if you're at the specs that we all expect them to be at.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I hear what you're saying, man. But aesthetically, if these are accurate, Crispy, would this be a system you would be proud to have under your TV or in your entertainment system?
At this point, and I'm going to be honest, I don't look at aesthetics anymore. I look at, is it going to blend in to my entertainment? You know what I mean? And that's what I love about Xbox. I feel that in some way, shape, or form, it will be able to blend in. And this could do the same. The thing is that, we don't know what the heat is going to be coming off this thing. If it's got heat bouncing off, the middle of your entertainment system, is that going to cause problems for it? You know what I mean? Like,
I'm sorry, but Phantom Beat said it looks like a thin version of a Jawa land crawler.
That's why I said Star Wars, bro. Like, I'm just saying. What I mean? Like, it looks horrible, in my opinion. But at the same time, would it blend in? It would. Okay, so I'm not going to sit here and be some kind of negative Nancy. It would blend in. But if you're going to sit there and stare at it, no, you're not. Thanks. So that's why I love, everybody says refrigerator Series X. But you know what? People will stare at their Echo Dot or something like that, and it's ugly as shit, right? But it blends in, does it not?
Yes, it does.
So that's where I go and say we have so much technology nowadays. This is going to blend in less because people are going to be like, oh, that's what the PS5 looks like? Really? Because they're going to be looking at it. They're going to be like, oh, shit. But the Series X, for the love of God, people will be like, is that like a Amazon thing, a new thing or something? You know what I mean? Like, they don't even know. And that's because, the verticality of what I would do with the Xbox Series X is going to be more important than that horizontal anymore, because we're starting to get used to the fact that there are going to be vertical platforms in our face, and at least we know they're there and we acknowledge them, and then we're talking to them or whatever. So when you have the Series X just sitting there, people are going to be like, oh, is that like a new Amazon or a new Google interface or whatever? And it'd be like, no, that's
they're called home assistants, by the way. Is what
it's
they're called.
Interface. It's let's be honest.
They are home
interface.
assistants.
It's
brother.
an interface.
Oh
it's
my
an interface. You can turn your TV on, everything else. It's a home interface.
All right. So I hear you. Yo, I gotta get my money's worth on our special guest. So he's got to go next on this, brother. I put the two pictures up there, so you have what I think is a forcibly blurry real life picture, and then of course you have the computer graphic, kind of like the computer mock-up of it. What do you think about this design, and what do you think is the possibility that this is the real deal, bro?
I don't think this is what the console is going to look like. But if it is, I just think it's ugly. I don't like it.
Dude, it's
Like I said, I mean,
weirdest
it's
thing
just
I've
a
ever
weird,
seen, man.
yeah, it's just a like why what like you called it a unicorn. Like why does that thing protrude at an angle? Like what's that for? Like I don't get like what how does that even make sense as a design? You know, I don't know.
Maybe there's some functionality to it. Maybe that is used if you have it standing up like that blurry picture right there. It's used to hold your PSVR headset.
I don't know what it is, man, but it's not.
I'm
it's
trying,
not an
people. I'm trying.
It's not Xbox. It's not an attract. If that's it, that's not very at least aesthetically pleasing to me, at least. I mean, would I buy it? Yeah. You know,
I love it. I love it.
You know, am I? You know, yeah. But am I gonna? You know, am I gonna? Look, I bought the Xbox One with the Kinect. You know, and that thing looked like a VCR. But you know, I mean, I didn't. This isn't an appealing design to me. Like, I'm not really feeling. I really hope it's not. This isn't, and I don't think it is. But I hope this isn't what the PS5 is gonna look like, because if it is, this might be Sony's worst design that I've seen ever from them, outside of the George Foreman PlayStation 3. But yeah, this is just
I would take that PS3 over this design, by the way.
Yeah, this is not a good look. And you know, I think the heat thing, they'll probably, like I said, it'll probably be, I don't know, I would guess maybe they'll probably do something similar to the Xbox One X. You know, I don't think they'll have like liquid cooling like you see in those high-end gaming rigs where the GPUs are overclocked, everything's overclocked, and it's, you know, running, you know, hotter than hell. I don't think we'll see that. Maybe like maybe you see something like vapor chamber coolers or something like that with PS5. You know, I definitely don't think we'll see like what they have with the PlayStation 4 Pro, which if you own a Pro, I mean, that thing does sound like a jet. I mean it does. I mean, it really does. Like when games get going, it's like that fan kicks in. It's like, woo! Yeah. I mean, it's loud as shit. Like, I'm like, whoa!
The 360 was like that last generation as well, man. Let's be real.
I don't know. This thing's louder, but you know, I really hope Xbox. I really hope this is not the design. I'm not, dude. I'm not. I'll buy it, but I'm not feeling it, man.
You'll
not.
buy it and hide it. Like you'll hook it up.
Yeah, you know, I might put like a sheet over it or something.
It's Halloween. It's playing a ghost right now. Like, you know, that's yeah.
Well, you know, the thing is, like in my cabinet, like you wouldn't even see it, because like my PlayStation 4 Pro, I have it on the bottom shelf, and you don't even see it because I keep the door closed, and I have like glass door. Like I have a glass door, you can see it. You really can't see it unless you look down. So I'd probably put it there. Nobody would see it unless I kept the cabinet door open. But I hope to God, seriously, I don't think anybody on this panel thinks this thing looks good. I mean, it's just
horrible,
like,
amazing.
Like that. Like I still can't.
Majestic.
What is that?
I can't stop staring at him. By the way, I can't like.
X-Men, I can't stop staring at that thing that pops out. I'm still trying to figure out what that is.
Penis.
Hopefully, it's extra airflow.
Yeah, I did.
I call it the unicorn horn.
So
like,
it serves as a.
It has to be aerodynamic just because it's a jet engine.
Oh no, Crispy. Mega, was he messy for that one? Was that a messy?
Yeah, that's a messy.
Okay,
a messy.
all right. Well,
I almost feel like they took like the design of the PlayStation 4, and then kind of like took like a little bit of the dev kit and just mashed it together, and that's what they got. That's like the end result.
I don't really see the dev kit in that.
Know, right?
Like,
well, no, because it kind of like, well, no, yeah, you're right, man. I don't know. I'm grasping at straws here. I can't figure out where this thing came from.
I can't stop staring at the pictures, though. I really cannot. Like, I'm looking at these. There's something in my mind where you know, what do they call that the graphic with the steps? Like they're always looping. Oh man, I forgot. But there's a graphic where steps and they just kind of like keep going or whatnot. And my eyes are drawn to this thing the way that is. Like there's there's like something my mind is not computing.
PlayStation 4 looks like steps going up.
No.
No?
It's an artist thing, man. It's an artist thing. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah, there's been like better renders that people put out there that look better than this.
Even the dev kit, I would say, looks Inception. It's the Inception box. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, that's exactly what it is.
Yo, shout out to Predator for that one.
Yeah, that was good.
My goodness. Well,
I take the dev kit over this.
Dude, me too. Definitely me too. Let's get Pred in on this. Pred, brother.
I don't think this is it. Honestly, I think it's gonna look just like the fucking PS4 Pro, just a little bit bigger.
Maybe another stack on it, like
not a stack, just maybe
stacks.
like a taller top section or something.
You gotta save money somehow.
I think it's gonna look exactly like the PS4 Pro. Like I think it's gonna be just maybe a little bit bigger. Honestly, like I mean. I'm looking at this.
Shizno in the chat. Like, I think the dev kit was their design. Now they're scrambling.
Like, okay. Like, and I don't like getting into these renders and stuff like that because I remember, like, we talked about this on the panel before. Like, I remember seeing that Switch controller or the old PlayStation controller. It looked like a fucking boomerang.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
That never came out. Like, and looking at the old Switch, like what it's supposed to look like.
That football, that Stewie's head controller.
Yeah, like I don't get caught up in this stuff because it's like I want to see.
But dude, one of those pictures is a real thing. Whether they like did it with a 3D printer or if it's a real console.
But I think that was done with a 3D printer, man.
It wasn't an official thing.
It's got a wire in the back of it, though.
Well, we don't know. Like, I mean, smart marketing is find out if it's horrible looking or not. I mean,
like this could be one of those situations where they're like, "Go ahead and leak this, and let's get some news.
Let's get some feedback."
Well, Fred, if they're leaking this, then we need to let them know loud and clear that this thing looks like booty juice.
This is the thing. Like if this is me, if I was running a business and I had two options and I wasn't really sure about option A. I'd be like, let's leak this and see what they say. And then if they don't like it, we'll go to option B. Like this is like option A right now. They're like, they're not feeling this. Like, fuck. So the Covenant box didn't look good. They don't like this one. Let's go with option
The Covenant box.
And so like that's how I'm looking at this. Like, and I don't think it's ugly. I'm not thinking. Okay, it is ugly.
I was gonna say you like the Cybertruck though too, so I don't know.
So like sitting upright, it looks okay, but sitting flat, I'm like, nah, fam. And I think the second section, the red and white one you have on here is like someone made that. Like it doesn't look like the vents. You can't like someone rendered that from this image, from the image on the right. Like like because if you put that upright the way it's looking right now, the vents are on the ground, like right there's got to be airflow there somewhere. And if you look at the Xbox One X, like all the vents are in the back, and they use something they use a Hovis method on this, right? So like I think I don't know, so before someone fucking calls me on this shit, I don't know if that's something that Microsoft patented or not, but like their cooling, the way they cooled this thing, the X is like that's theirs. You know, like they put that in the box for a reason. Like I don't think Sony can use that. So like
no, that the vapor cooling is actually that's like 10-year-old. That technology's been around for like 10 years.
Oh no, I'm saying the way Microsoft used it, not the.
He's referring to the power delivery.
Oh, Don is here. The Don.
Man, I've been here the whole entire time. You just never.
I was wondering when you were going to make that announcement.
People got to tell me these things. I don't look at the Hangout. I look at OBS. So if he doesn't talk, I don't know he's here.
At the chat, so I didn't see the Hangout either. But like,
I'm playing GT Sports, so yeah.
Oh God. Finish this so Doc can start
how are
talking.
you playing video games while you're on this show, brother? I don't.
Multitasking, man.
Multitasking. It's called.
Hey, don't tell K Mega. I did that last night.
Oh, I won't. I won't tell him. I won't tell him. Yeah.
Oh, I won't get mad. I mean,
Gunplay. Yeah, that's right. Hashtag Don B is in the panel right now.
Let me finish this point, and then I'll let Donnie B talk. So like I don't know if that cooling method is proprietary to Microsoft the way they did it in the console. So I'm curious to see how Sony is going to cool this next gen, because I have a feeling this Hovis thing is going to be within the next Xbox. I don't know if Sony can use that or not.
All right.
That's just a power delivery thing. I don't think they'll have that sort of solution.
Well, Don, check this out, because you are a man of graphics. You know, things need to please the eye. Take a look at this show. Look at what could possibly be the PlayStation 5. What do you think, brother?
Is this what you guys think the PlayStation 5 is going to look like?
I said no for the record. I said no.
I said this is a rumor.
I said no too.
All right, these pictures are circulating social media. I found it on the internet, so it must be true. Okay,
Yeah, well, you can find a lot of things on the internet. I don't know if you know that or not.
That's
but
the delusional Xbox talk.
I don't think these are real.
really. Well,
Right.
that the one on the right looks like a real picture, but it also looks like it's been blurred on purpose. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can do that in Photoshop too.
Yeah. So.
I mean, I don't know if you guys know this, but in 2020, our cameras on our phones are pretty damn good.
Shit doesn't blow on purpose.
No,
Right.
I potentially have to go out of my way to do that, right?
Right.
I don't know. I think this is just some conceptual design that someone came up with, and he wanted to be internet famous for a little bit, and here you go.
You're welcome, whoever created these.
The only reason why I say that is, like, I really hope this is not what it looks like. Yeah, this is not. I mean, Sony's way better at design.
Yeah, dude, you're even speechless on the way this looks right now.
Well, I'm just like, you look at what Sony does. Like any modern day electronics they made in the last 5 or 6 years, it doesn't even have to be just PlayStation. Like, their stuff looks pretty sleek. This doesn't look like something Sony would do. And yeah, and the dev kit doesn't look like what some Sony would do either. But like, you got to keep in mind their dev kits almost never look like the final iteration of their console. So. I have a feeling what we're gonna get is a sleek version of what you got from the dev unit. So it may rely on that same cooling system, but instead of having a big V cut out, it'll just have mesh that goes over there and makes a nice, natural, sleek kind of flat lines there.
Smooth.
Yeah. Smooth it out. You know, because kind of think about like take the Xbox One S, right? It's just a square, but it has a huge set of holes there, right? You can do the same thing with that other design also along the sides as well. So I just think you're going to see something a little more sleeker, something that belongs a little bit more in the living room with Sony, and this is just not it.
I want some company to have the balls to try to put out a system that looks like this, you know, to be like, yeah, no, this is great.
No.
No.
No. I'm hoping for them that this is not what they're thinking.
I'm praying personally that this is not it. You know, to be really.
No, it just, you know, honestly, what it looks like to me is someone did a 3D rendering and then they went into Photoshop and kind of smudged it up
red
a bit.
and white rendered isn't even like on par. It's like perfect angles almost, and like the other picture is like parallelogram.
Yeah, it's like two shifted squares is the best way to describe it, right? Because like the back end actually comes almost like the same angle inward as the part that protrudes out.
Yes.
And then the other part shifts out. So, and I don't think that two-dimensional drawing is accurate.
That cooling would not be on the bottom like that. If you're gonna stand it upright like that,
well, if they had more in the back and on the top, then, or on the back and the side, that you'd be able to stand it up and it would be able to compensate.
I look at the Xbox One X and you see like the cooling is all the back. It's all the back end of the X.
Well, it's back and sides, right? So you always have air intake and air outtake, right? So the air has to go in somewhere and they can't just magically sit there. It has to exhaust. Yeah. So in the case of that design, I don't even think the vent holes are big enough to move enough air, especially in comparison. I know the dev kits are a little bit more overpowered, but the dev kits are not quite machines.
Yeah, I've heard that as well when it comes to them, that they are definitely quite loud when
but
People
but they're also not.
That's
They're not also
future of
meant
the
to be
whole
like a retail
defense.
unit. They're meant to be products that you can stack on top of one another on a on a shelf,
Test
right?
multiple devices at once, right?
Exactly. That's the whole intent of that.
I
So,
listen. I listen to you.
well, I mean, it took a little bit of pages like they did from Microsoft and their dev kit from the Xbox One X. I mean, that's what they did, right? You notice they actually have an actual LCD display on the front. I can't really talk too much about the dev kit, but
He's like, what can I say?
I had to double check myself a little bit.
boy.
But
Speak your
Wait,
mind,
wait,
boy.
Don't
is he
break that
confirming what I
NDA.
just said?
Those Sony lawyers will come at you.
I just don't want to talk.
Boy.
I just rather not talk
Speak your mind,
to people that may get talked by those lawyers. But the reality is that it's just stackable. That's the whole reason for that design. The way the air intake is on the dev kit and the exhaust, I think that's public knowledge.
Well, this could be stackable.
So
Like that shit in the trash.
All right.
No,
well,
different design parameters. So yeah,
I agree with the Don. Everything you just said.
that's the easy way to do it
I
on this
concur.
show. Like I agree with
concur.
Don. That's it. But we're
he's right about. He brought up a great point about Sony's design choices with some of their other products. I mean, this doesn't look like something that Sony would put together. You know.
Yeah, I mean, let's say
unless
that
there's a function to the unicorn horn on the front and the horsetail on the back. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless there's an actual function, I can see what Don's
I
saying.
think
with
Predator said it was
I
a
would
penis
say-
or something.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
jeez.
Airflow. That's the only thing I would think. Airflow.
There's no vents though. Like there's no vents
Well,
on
there's
there.
two
Like,
sides you're
the
not
front
seeing.
half of it is supposed to be a disc tray. So like,
I have
No,
Maybe it's
I'm
a-
just saying that would be
maybe
the
it's a
most
cup holder.
logical thing.
Yeah, everybody in the chat, I have done it.
For your headset.
I have
It's for your
completely confused the panel by just showing two pictures. I have
You know,
done
you
the
ever see like a
impossible.
Rubik's cube that's not quite lined up when you set it on a desk?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
It kind of has a flat
that
version
one
of that.
square
sort
is
of
turned
feel.
wrong.
Yeah, exactly. That's what kind of reminds me of.
All right, well, we got to get K Mega in on this, and I'm pretty sure, you know, he is just waiting to jump in and share his opinion. He's definitely not playing any games right now. He's just sitting there waiting to jump in on this topic. So brother, what do you think about the newest supposed leak here? Do you think this is the PS5, and what do you think about the design, man?
I'm gonna get on my pred shit on this one. I don't care. No and no. So what? Look. What it looks like is you could turn it over and you cook a pizza on it. Okay, fine. That's okay. But other than that, I'm gonna keep that same energy like I've always had. As long as the damn thing works, I don't care what it looks like. I understand people care about accessories and want to look cute and all this, but it don't matter. If that thing is what it would look like, so what? As long as you get in the bangers that you claim that you're going to get or what you anticipating, I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care what a console looks like. I really don't. I just, you know what I'm saying? I know that you wanted to match and look certain ways and this, that. That's why I thought the whole argument and stuff about when the X1 Fat looked like a VCR. As long as it performed, I'm not looking at it. I'm looking at the TV. That's what I'm looking at. So,
Kimmy, I have a question for you though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Would you rather have something that, from a design perspective, that looks nice, or rather have something that runs quieter?
I'd rather have something to run quiet.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't care about something looking nice. I just for the fact that you can place things in front or play like Enrique said that look, he can put it at the very bottom. It still is not going to change as long as my gaming experience is solid. That's all I care about. I never cared about the way. Now I can't say that I can look at a certain console. Oh, that looks hot. That's clean. That has a good sleek look. Because I do like customized consoles, things like that. But if this is just what is going to be in the box and it's not customized, I don't care. I just want a console to perform and to play what it's supposed to, do what it's supposed to. And other than that, like I know it looks hideous. It looks absolutely like it's terrible. Look, I mean, and it looks like I swear to God, if that was actually how it looked with the small vents like that, and people be complaining about how loud the PlayStation 4s are, that thing is going to sound, yeah, that thing's going to sound like a freight train when those games start coming. So it's not appealing looking, and it looks like it would set your house on fire in like a day. But other than that, who cares? As long as it works, and I got Richards insurance or any type of insurance, I'm good. So
All right.
I'm going to keep that same energy, bro.
All right, brother, and see that.
I stare at my PC when I game though. RGB baby.
You just stare at it. Yeah, you don't even know what's going on in the game. You're just looking.
No,
at
no.
your
I
tower.
just look at the the glass casing and everything, and I stare at my GPU and I look at the RGB lights, and I'm like, whoa.
Then you whisper, "I will do your bidding." Pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
See, I was gonna say
I will do your bidding.
he grunts like
in the baskets.
he grunts.
Hey,
Oh wow.
See, this is disrespectful. Rain G4 said K Mega was trying to be neutral and failed miserably. I'm not.
Oh.
I don't know how I felt miserably. I'm saying I've always kept that same narrative when it
Hashtag
comes
same
to the look of a
energy,
console.
brother. Same
energy. I don't care what a console looks like. Like when Don asked me this question, which one I'd rather have? A really cute design that we walk in, and if you're trying to show off a date or your lady or whatever, it's like, oh, look at that, so cute. But that damn thing turns on and then you're assed out anyway, because you can't be watching a movie on that damn thing and that thing is running hot, you know what I'm saying, or hair blown back, whatever the hell. Like you ain't getting no ass for the night, Jack. You know what I'm saying? You messed up. So I'd rather that thing be quiet, perform, and then, you know what I'm saying, like she can look at it like, oh my God, so what is
I'm over here talking to people like PlayStation, motherfucker.
All right, I gotta switch this picture back. And while I do this, see, K Mega actually touched on my next part, my next question when it came to that before we move on, and he already kind of. Oh my goodness.
Oh, look that thing right there, just poofed and smoke.
Is that what
It just
Jet
poofed.
It
Station
looks
5?
pretty.
PlayStation 5, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Is that what it's gonna say when you boot it up?
You turn me up, motherfucker. You hear me? It's just like a fucking Autobot.
It's PlayStation 5, motherfucker.
Oh,
It
man.
belongs to me now, bitch. Turn me on.
We've officially gone left, guys.
Lord.
We have officially
Yeah.
gone left. But
Yes,
no,
we
K
have.
Mega actually touched on my next question, and this is going to be opened up to anybody on the panel who kind of wants it. I'm not going to try to guide this here, but at the end of the day, we sat here, we had good fun on that design. K Mega already stated his opinion, but when it comes down to it, guys, does the look of the console matter at all when you're purchasing a new console? Who wants to start that real quick, and then we'll move on to the next subject after this.
I hope it looks decent enough so I don't have to hear about all the dogpiling crap that happens with one console or another. That stuff just kind of drives me nuts, to be honest with you.
What do you mean
Just enjoy your
dogpiling?
game. Well, like when somebody's console doesn't look the greatest, right? Everyone likes to make fun of it, if that makes any sense. And I just feel like that's just not so important. It's not the conversation that I think that's leads to anything productive as far as gamers go with one another. And I just feel like I hope it looks good enough just so we just don't have to deal with that nonsense out there.
Don, I'm going to tell you this right now. If that is the actual look of that, the stands will defend that and say that is the holy grail of all gaming.
Hey, listen here.
Doesn't matter what any Xbox fan.
I'm sure they have comb overs and everything too. But and I'm not going to dogpile. Like that's not what I do in regards to that.
Them plugs, Jesus.
I don't take cheap shots on people's favorite piece of hardware, but I really hope it looks better than that.
All right, Enrique, what do you think, bro? I think you kind of stated it, but just kind of when it comes down to it, the look of a console, does it really kind of factor in when you're buying a new piece of hardware?
No, it doesn't. I mean, if it looks great, that's a bonus. But like I said, I mean, it's not the end all be all for me. I mean, I had the PlayStation 3 at the George Foreman, And that
wasn't
wasn't a
bad,
good-looking
man.
console.
I was expecting it to give birth to another console at some point in time. Yeah.
No, I mean, like I said, it's just not, is it, if it looks good, yeah, that's a plus. But at the end of the day, like, I mean, I'm more concerned about the content than anything else.
Nice. What about you, Pred?
The look doesn't really concern me. I mean, like you think about a PC, you think about look at the PlayStation's consoles. I mean, like from PlayStation 1 on, they've been square, right? With the exception of the PlayStation 3, I think was more of a kind of oblong looking thing. But like the two, the well, shit, even the three, you can look at it as a box, but like 2, 3, 4, they were just square, maybe, a little bit of slant here and there. But like, I think the five will kind of like be the same thing. It's just going to be like a square with some slants and some different angles, different angles in it. So like,
It's kind of what they
typically,
did there, besides the unicorn horn, but it was
yeah,
like
and it's just
different
like,
angles, man.
and again, I still think that's fake as fuck. But like, I think that the five is just gonna be a bigger version of the four. So, I'm not like, no one comes to my house and is like, what the fuck is that thing? Like, what is that? What is that weird looking fucking Covenant ship sitting on your desktop? Like, what? Like, they're not asking that question. They're just like, oh, like you'll recognize it when you see it if you're a gamer. Like, oh, that's a PlayStation 5. I recognize the Covenant ship. Like you'll see that. So like, it's like most people like when you walk into someone's house, if you're a gamer, you know what their console looks like. You know what the Switch looks like. You know what a PC looks like. You know what a fucking Xbox looks like. You know what a fucking PlayStation 5 looks like. So like, what it looks like when it like, and it ultimately at the end of the day, what it looks like isn't really a big deal for most people. It's more like, hey, I got this custom Xbox or custom PlayStation with, and they'll kind of like comment on that aspect of it, but they'll be like, oh, you got the Spider-Man box. All right, cool. Like they don't really give a fuck about what it looks like because everybody else has it too. Because that's all you have, because that's what they sell, So like your option in picking, like, it's not like they have 5 different versions that look differently. It's not like a truck or a fucking PC you can make yourself, or a piece like a laptop or something like that. It's gonna be what they sell, and they're gonna have like 1 or 2 versions of what they sell, and at least in the beginning. So like your custom PlayStation, your custom Xbox, people are gonna recognize it based off the shape of it. They're not gonna question what it looks like or like the design style that the fucking Sony picked out. They don't give a fuck. So like, it's not a big deal. People are gonna buy it because it's there. They don't care what it looks like. They're gonna buy it because, like, I think K Megan said this earlier. As long as it runs the games that you want to play, who gives a fuck?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna play it regardless.
Nice, and I agree with you. Like I said, I had some fun with it because my eyes just they could not conceive the look of what I was looking at. Like and
You get used to it, like the Cybertruck. Don't worry about it.
Ah, man, I'm still not used to that either. But I do want to state again, before we went in and had fun with that design, I did state that the realistic picture, it looks like it's purposely blurred, and to me that yells that it's fake. Like they did a 3D print job or something like that when it came down to it. But it was interesting, and I was wondering why more people weren't really talking about these pictures, because they've been on social media for about a week. Nobody's really debunked them or anything like that, but I don't see anybody talking about it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody believes it.
What it comes down to,
they don't want to believe it.
What it comes down to for me personally, does it sound like a jet engine? And does it ruin my immersive experience?
Jet engine, check. Yes, it does. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying.
It's gonna kick in. Don't worry about that. PlayStation will kick in.
Here we go.
But dude, my 360 was loud as hell.
And I'm like, okay, what are you saying to me right now? Like, it's like there's some games with my ex, like the later gen, like Red Dead. When I put it in my ex, like, I ain't gonna lie, there's some times in that game where my shit just kind of revs up for no fucking reason.
Really?
Like, wow. Yeah.
Dude, I gotta hear
it.
I got a Project Scorpio, and it's still as quiet as the first day.
For the most part,
you know what it
every
is?
now and then that shit kicks in.
Dude,
I'm like,
yo,
whoa.
Pred, you might have a tarantula in your Scorpio. I just want to let you know that.
You know what it is, Xbox? It's that Connecticut air.
Oh, damn.
What?
Because I've had no problem with my Scorpio edition. Just saying.
We have the right
Stick figure,
amount
we get
of.
it, bro. We get it, stick figure. You ain't got to tell us 30 times.
I'm with Pred. It will look like the PS. Dude, I think that would be an issue if it looked like the PS4. To be really honest with you, if you look at the PS1, the PS2, PS3, PS4, none of them look alike. All right, so I am not gonna board that boat right there. I'm not gonna sign off on that and say it'll look like the PS4 because I think they're gonna have their own unique design. Hopefully, it's not abstract unicorn sculpture design is all I'm saying. All right, that's all I'm saying. But guys, last topic, and then we get out of here, guys, and then we can get into playing games for the weekend. Jason Schreier came out and announced that Horizon Zero Dawn will indeed go to PC this year. Not only that, but he states that there are more first-party Sony games that are actually going to PC. Now, the outrage that I saw on social media, first off, I do got to give a certain amount of respect for people using that same energy. For people who came out and started talking a lot of crap about Xbox and their first party, going to PC and stuff like that. I've seen pictures of Horizon Zero Dawn in a toilet. I've seen people, of course, they have the box of their PS4 in the garbage can, but it looks like it was put there kind of gently and at an angle, so it didn't go really inside and all that good stuff. But there's been this huge kind of like backlash out there. And me personally, I don't know if it's because Xbox has gotten me used to the whole, console exclusive, but also on PC scenario. I don't think it's that big of a deal, and whatever the developers can do to get more money to develop more games, I think is a good thing. And, we started with our special guest for the first topic, so I'm going to start with him on our last topic. Enrique, I know you know what's going on here when it comes to Horizon Zero Dawn. I know you're on Twitter, so you probably have seen some of the backlash as well. What do you think? What do you think about this, man? Because at the end of the day, like I look at PC gaming kind of like in a different light when it comes to console. I've never had a big deal when Xbox.
Yes, PC gaming is superior to the console. This is
oh
true.
my
This is true,
goodness,
Xbox.
dude! Do you have your blonde hair flowing, your V-neck shirt going on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But brother,
Yeah,
what?
I don't know if you guys know this, but every PC comes with a V-neck shirt. It's just how it goes.
Actually, the Don's not lying. I'm actually wearing one right now as we speak.
Oh, my
Are you
goodness.
sure? That's not mistaken for a straight jacket? Okay, go ahead.
It's not a
Oh,
straight
man.
jacket.
You
It's
go
a hug me jacket. Okay, that's exactly
That's
what
what
it
it
is.
is. With the
all the
V-neck.
time.
With the V-neck, with a blonde wig to flow.
So-
oh my goodness.
Enrique,
my
I want to know, like, how do
Yeah,
you
man.
feel? How do you feel about the backlash? What do you think about Sony's decision here? Do you think it's a good decision? I know you are, you play on PC a lot as well, so I'm kind of
Yes.
thinking you would think this is a good decision. But share your thoughts on what Sony is doing here, and then what's going on with the community as well, man.
All right, man. So I'll address what the community first. Honestly, I'm not shocked by some of the reaction that I've seen out there, but honestly, it's ridiculous. It's like at the end of the day, it shouldn't bother you that that Horizon Zero Dawn is going to the PC. Like it doesn't impact anyone in any single way, financially, emotionally, well, maybe emotionally. It's not like your girlfriend's leaving you for another man. I mean, this is not.
That's
that
the way
big
they
of a
feel,
deal.
though, brother.
That's how they feel, yeah. But it's crazy. I'm like, let's not it's so it's so over the top, man.
Some feel
That
that PlayStation is their old lady. So I don't know.
yeah. I mean that might be the case, and
It's crazy.
if that is, man, I mean you're not doing it. You're not doing this hobby for the right reasons. And so I think a lot of the anger and stuff that I've seen. I saw somebody tweet out Horizon Zero Dawn in the toilet. I'm like, why? Like, why would you even do that? Like,
So you saw that
who
one too. I was
cares?
like, oh my
Yeah, I mean,
goodness,
that's so ridiculous. Let me tell you something. If Horizon Zero Dawn going on the PC was my biggest worry in life, yeah, I might have to just reevaluate certain things that are going on. But
Facts.
because at the end of the day, gaming is supposed to be about fun, and it doesn't. And no one should take any of this stuff personally. And you see it out there. You hate to see it, but you see it, and it's just it's just unfortunate. It's not going to lessen their experience if and they look like times are changing. This is not going to be the first time. It's not going to be the last time. We're going to see Sony start putting more of their first party games on PC. That's going to happen. And I don't think this is the first time that they've done this. I want to say I think SOCOM may have been on PC.
Yeah,
if I'm not
actually, I
mistaken.
believe you're right. Just
Yes.
saying.
And they've even said that they were going to start looking at games of PC. I know that the new Predator game is going to be on PC as well.
What's that name? What's that name?
Yo, no.
Yeah, but I think I think the PlayStation the hardcore PlayStation fans, if you will, I think they're going to be they're in for a little bit of a shocker. Sony's going to, I think when they announce the PlayStation 5, they're going to talk about their vision for next generation and first party going to PC. Maybe not day and date, but you may see like staggered releases, kind of like what you're seeing with Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, to your second question, Xspot, this makes, I mean, come on, Sony is a for-profit company. This is about making money for them. Why not? I mean, Horizon Zero Dawn sold like 10 million plus. The game is at a point now, it's probably not, it's not, I mean, maybe it's still selling. But here you have an opportunity to introduce this game on a platform to a base that maybe doesn't own a PlayStation. Now they have the opportunity to play this game at a higher frame rate, higher graphical settings. Look,
He's got to throw. Enrique's got to throw that in there. Yeah, higher frame rate, higher graphical settings.
Dude, the game looked great on the PlayStation 4 Pro. I can't imagine what's going to look like on my PC. Like, I can't wait. I'm buying this game. I'm going to double dip.
Dude, you're going to stop.
See, and there you go. There's the money involved. Exactly what you just said. There's the money involved because you know what? A lot of people that invested in that PC are going to buy that even if they've played it on PlayStation 4 Pro, because we all know PlayStation 4 Pro is underpowered. Just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, look. I mean,
saying though. I'm just saying.
Yeah, there's I mean, there's guys like me that are going to do that, and there's other people who don't maybe own a PlayStation that have PC that are going to say, you know what, I'm going to buy this game. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of PC guys buy this game, considering how big this world is, and PC guys tend to they want to see how many frames they can get out of the game. They can run this game at
they're going to make a naked Aloy mod. I guarantee that.
Yeah, there'll probably be that.
There ain't gonna be no probably to it. Yeah,
they making that. They making that, brother.
That's getting made, son. That's getting made.
Yeah. Isn't like Lara Croft? Isn't like Lara Croft? Isn't like can't you play her like like a bikini or something like that?
Yeah, probably buck naked, man. To be really honest with you.
Oh, they got those mods too. But yeah, they got her in a bikini. They got her into some. There's some really cool mods, but then the little dirty ones. The little dirty mods.
Well, Enrique,
Enrique,
real quick before I move on to the next person here, because one thing that's been stated as Microsoft, was coming out and they were putting their first party games on PC, and yes, they were doing it day and date. People were saying how it's kind of like watering down the console. All right, like that the games are available on PC. It's not a true exclusive or anything like that. Do you feel that moving forward, even if they don't do it day and date, but if it's profitable, they're gonna do it, and they're gonna do it more. Going down the road. Do you see it as the PlayStation brand kind of like getting watered down because their exclusives are no longer strictly on the console, but they also have an offering on PC as well?
No, I don't think so. I think look, at the end of the day, this is a business decision. They're a for-profit company. They want to make more money. It makes sense. I think, look, we're kind of in a period right now where things are shifting a little bit. I think, I mean, I've been gaming for a long time. Yeah.
A lot of it.
It seems like, Sony's probably, sticking maybe more closely to that traditional console model. But if I had to guess, I would say that maybe things are moving more towards an ecosystem per se, where like Microsoft doesn't look at Xbox as a console anymore per se, but rather as a brand. And that brand is, they want you to be able to take that brand anywhere you go. And so I think that the identity of brands now isn't necessarily tied to hardware as much as it is like ecosystems. And I think that that's probably this Sony doing this is probably in that direction. And look, when you have, new competitors in the arena like Amazon and Google, with Stadia, streaming's around the corner. I think Sony's going to have to, and I think they know this, and I think they're taking steps to do this.
Put some people in their wheelhouse. You know what I mean? Like in general, Microsoft, Sony, I mean, they have the same, aspects of their gaming part of, their ecosystem. But at the same time, everybody looks at it and says, oh, let's just forget that, they just bought into Azura servers. Like, there's a reason for it. Let's not ignore that. I mean, Azura is now a part of the federal government. Let's be serious. Okay, so we're talking billions upon billions of dollars, but at the end of the day, Sony just wants to feel relevant. You know what I'm saying? They want to be in the know. They invested in their
I think they already feel
cloud
relevant,
servers.
brother. I think they're pretty much walking around with their chest in the air right now. They're feeling pretty relevant with themselves, man.
How much money are you making off that?
I mean, they're making money. They're making money. Let's
chime in on that real quick. So, Horizon Zero Dawn. We'll just talk about this specific game, so that's a topic. That game came out in what, 2017?
Yes,
2017. Yes,
February, March-ish, somewhere around that time period. And then they released the Frozen Wild, I think, in December 2018.
18.
Mm-hmm.
So like they've made their money on the game, right? And so that game right now goes for $20 with all the expansions, right? They're not making money on this game anymore. They're not.
Yeah, most games max out between 6 to 8 months.
Yeah, you're right.
Like
I was going to get to that point
Yeah.
too. Like after about 90 days, and then you release some DLC, kind of get a little boost in it, whatever. They're not making money on this game anymore. They're going to sell this game on Steam for $60. Right? Let's be real. They're going to sell it for $60 on Steam, and the people who not played this game, who don't have a PlayStation, who were just a fucking straight up PC master race, I ain't fucking buying the console.
Woo!
They're gonna buy that game for $60 fucking dollars. And I know this for a fact because they just did it for Halo. They're gonna do the same thing with this game and any other game that Sony comes out with between now and the time they decide to go fucking full up, day and date on PC. They're gonna buy those games on PC for full price, or they're gonna wait until it drops. But they're gonna buy it.
Pirate
whether it's
Bay.
20, whether it's 30, whether it's 40, they're gonna buy that game. At some point in time, they're gonna buy that fucking game. And right now, who the fuck is buying Horizon Zero Dawn on console for $20?
Not
Nobody.
many people, Fred. Yeah, not many people.
Nobody.
Man.
So that's just free money for them. So like the whole narrative like about them going, like people get that shit out of your head. It's a whole different game right now when it comes to gaming. Like it's a whole mindset. Like you can buy CDs, you can buy albums, you can buy fucking movies. You can buy all this shit on multiple, like that actually could plug it in no matter what fucking device you want to plug it into. You can buy that shit and play it or watch it at the same price, no matter where you get it from. That medium is the same fucking price, no matter where you play it at. It works everywhere. That's where we're gonna go at some point in time, whether it's today, whether it's 2 years from now. Anything between now and that time happens is just being prolonged. Just get used to that shit. Like at some point, you're gonna be able to play your PlayStation games on PC day and date. It ain't gonna happen tomorrow. They're gonna drag this shit out. They're gonna suck as much money out of you. Hardcore PlayStation fans, they're gonna do it. But it's gonna happen. So like, get used to that shit. So when you guys sit here and fucking get all up in arms over this bullshit, like this is a fucking 2-3 year old game. Like who cares? You already played it. You already got it.
Dude, even
like, what are you complaining about?
Even if it happens to be day and date, and I think that's kind of like the biggest buffer right here. It's like people are like, well, it's not day and date, it's a 3-year-old game and stuff like that.
That's their fight right now. That's their fight right now.
I feel like even day and date, when it comes down to it, I feel like console gaming is like, it's such a different animal than PC gaming and stuff like that. It caters to a certain type of gamer that, there are people that are going to be on console, and it's like, well, if the games are going to PC, then I might as well play on PC. And my answer to that would be, well, go ahead. Good luck
with that.
You're still supporting the developers when it comes down to it. Games are not getting any cheaper to make. We're expecting games to be the same price and to still take as much time as it did like 3-4 years ago to produce a game. We always say 3 to 4 years, and when it comes to price, we don't want to see the price of the games get past $60, but yet the price of developing games is increasing every year.
Let me ask everybody on the panel this question. First of all, 2 questions. Sorry to cut you off, Xbox.
Yeah, no problem.
Xbot.
Dude, I do it to you all the time, brother.
I know you do it all the fucking time. Like,
Y'all
y'all
cut off the host like a motherfucker. Not the host, but the special guest like a motherfucker. Y'all should
did not.
Y'all disrespectful. But
Enrique, did I cut you off?
I'm paying him back for last night.
Enrique, he should just be a panel member. Y'all just cut him off like it wasn't. Man, wasn't done. He was making a great point. I was listening, and I'm like, damn.
But if he had
Crispy just cut him off twice. Then here comes Pran. Then comes Bot. Damn, y'all some y'all
it's blood in the water. That's what's going on.
Yo, Enrique, he's only trying to say that so this way he gets nice to you and you end up on GRG next Friday. Yeah, right? I'm just saying.
Yeah. If I cut you off, Enrique, I apologize.
No, it's all good. Hey, Pran, as much as I did last night, it's all good, man.
I don't apologize after what I watched last night. Just saying.
Oh shit.
So like, A, how many people actually have PCs capable of running this game? B, I know there's not a lot. There's not a lot out there to do.
No,
right? There's not a lot. There's not a lot.
That was the best answer, Enrique. Me.
I knew he'd be the first one to say something, so I wasn't even worried about that, right? How much does this affect anybody?
It doesn't.
None at all.
None. It doesn't affect anyone.
None.
Exactly. So what's the fucking problem?
Honestly, I don't think Sony's going to do day and date with first party. But if they did, I wouldn't be mad. I want them to do that. Selfishly speaking,
dude, then you wouldn't have to buy a PS5, man. You would just
exactly
play on your computer.
That money, and that's that's okay. So like I said earlier, like Game Pass and having the Xbox ecosystem on PC made it easy for me to say, you know what, I'm not going to buy another Xbox console. I'm going to take that money and use it towards a PC rig, and I'm still in the ecosystem. I can still play, Halo. I could play Gears still. I can have all those experiences.
You can use that money to upgrade your monitors. You can use that money to upgrade your graphics card when it comes. You choose to spend your money however you want, right?
Exactly.
And you're still investing into Microsoft's pockets because of Windows and everything else.
And that's all they care about. Microsoft, the only thing they care about right now is getting you into the ecosystem,
Yep.
getting you to subscribe to Game Pass. They don't. That's why. So if you want it on PC, great, we can get you on PC. If you want to go home console, great, we got that too. That's what they care about right now, and
They
that's
like
why.
the money,
So
right?
let me
These are for-profit companies.
one more quick question. Like Horizon Zero Dawn was made by Ready at Dawn, right?
No.
Who was it made by?
No,
No,
not
Gorilla.
really.
Gorilla
Gorilla
Games.
Games.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking about another topic. Who? Well, I'll get to that. If we get to that
Ready
topic
at Dawn
before
made Order 1886, right?
okay,
Yeah.
that was a topic, and that one.
And they did also some PSP games in the past too.
Yeah.
So
So, Pred, do
Okay,
you have a
my
point
bad.
here, or
Sorry.
what's going on?
Well,
man?
no, because I kind of got mixed up with the topics that we were talking about, and
That Henny hitting your ass pretty hard right now,
No,
bro.
I'm still on glass 2 right now. So
Okay.
You starting to sound like me last night, Pred.
hey, you stop.
Yo, Shizno, no doubt, brother. You are a huge supporter of the channel and the show. You deserve that wrench, man. Wield it wisely, brother. That's all I gotta say. But okay, cause they said me and Pred cut Enrique off. Enrique, was there anything else you would like to add before I move on to the next person, sir?
No, I mean, I that's pretty much it, man. Like I said, all of this is so inconsequential to anyone enjoying gaming, and that's really it at the end of the day, man. Like none of this stuff affects our enjoyment of gaming, and I think unfortunately some people forget that.
Yeah, everything becomes like it's a war of plastic and all of that good stuff.
Yeah,
and at the
it's
end of the
ridiculous.
day, you're arguing over a hobby, even a lifestyle, even because that's what video games have blown up to that point. You know what I'm saying? Where it becomes even more like a lifestyle. But it's about fun. If you look up video games in like a dictionary or something, I'm pretty sure you're going to see fun, amusement, and stuff like that. And it's not about going to war over plastic. So, with that being said, Horizon Zero Dawn and other games, pretty much Jason Schreier said that they will be going to PC this year. Mega, what do you think, brother?
Oh my goodness. Oh man. I find it to be fantastic for so many reasons. For one, I'm going to say if you've been paying attention to me for as many years as I've been doing this whole podcasting thing, you can remember me saying this slogan to a particular person, and this is saying this in general of saying, look, you got to get out of this mindset of being of having this Barney Rubble mentality when it comes to gaming. You cannot
Dinosaurs.
do it. And I'm saying this, and I said this because I said the same thing. That look, when Microsoft starts doing it, when Microsoft is doing this now, y'all starting this narrative. Wait till PlayStation do it. I got laughed out. I got clowned. I got disrespected. And look at what's happening. It took a while, but lo and behold, man, look, everybody on this panel, I'm sure we're all, well, I know we're all grown men, but I don't know how old our guest is, but I know everybody else is. We're all around
He
the
just
same
had a
age.
birthday. He's 52 years old, by the way.
No,
I'm
he-
not 52.
he had kids really, really young. He was like in high school or something like
Oh,
that.
okay,
So
Okay, all right. Well, regardless. Okay, so y'all telling me y'all got gray hairs. All right, good shit. So the thing of it is that as long as we have all been gaming, and for the listeners out there that's older as well, there's always been change. Nothing has ever really stayed the same. I never.
Uh-oh. Mega?
What?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dude, you
You
just
hear?
went,
Okay,
went
yeah.
dark. It went dark real quick.
Well, but you
I
have to
heard
be
him.
honest for a second. We didn't have social media to complain about.
That part's true, but you still have people that talks crazy in articles and stuff like that. And then you also have blogs back then, but you also had people that if you went into circles talking with a whole bunch of other nerds and stuff about gaming, nobody still wasn't talking about that type of shit. And so again, gaming is always they've been always innovating and changing, and it's always done something different, even if you liked it or not. And if you was a true gamer, you accepted it and you moved on. This is no different. This is what it's like. What Enrique said. It's like, look, it's all about the ecosystems now. Sony is still going to try to hold on to some of the old gamers that want to still keep that nostalgia. But damn, you got to go back to what Moot say. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug. That shit is dead, son. It's over. Get over it. Why would you want to brag about Sony's bangers, but then yet you want them to hold them back so they can't even make better bangers? This is what helps them catapult their games to look better on the new hardware because they no longer can just sustain for just selling 10 million, 12 million, however million.
So,
You may think
are
that's a
you
lot.
saying that Microsoft makes more money? Is that what you're saying? I'm just I'm
Wow,
throwing it out there.
Shh, Crispy.
No. That's not. No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying in the sense of everything is that look, these fanboys, these stands as I call them, have to get over the fact of whatever the narrative that they've had, it's gone. Their narratives are just falling at the waist. And even though you claim to be the hardcore, obviously Sony does not give a shit about you being the hardcore because they're going another direction.
They're
It's
gonna
just
do what's
evident.
better for their company.
They're going
at
to
the end
do
of
what's
the day,
better for the company and for the people that and for the masses. I know the hardcore are important. Yes, we are hardcore on this panel, but the fact of it is that we're a minority compared to the other people out there that want to play games on their phones, that want to play games everywhere, that don't want to buy a console and they want to go ahead and play this game on this. Like, look, take for instance Death Stranding. All right, it didn't do well, it didn't chart, all this other shit, right? I guarantee you that game is going to blow the fuck up on PC because that's like a PC type of game. I think that's where
You're
they're going
right
to make
about
the money.
that. Damn right.
And then like just think about this, like the game is beautiful the way it is, right? Just think about how that's going to look on a PC here at the summer.
Dude, you're starting to sound like
Like-
Enrique
look
now,
amazing.
man.
It look amazing. I already know.
It's going to look amazing. I'm still not going to buy that shit, but regardless of it, it's still going to look and perform better. No, I'm just,
well,
I'm sending you a
K-Meg's just
V-neck
saying-
t-shirt by the mail.
K-Meg's
gotta
just
convert you.
saying
Hey, no.
that people
I got a
love that
gaming
game,
Uh-oh.
and that's important.
I got a gaming PC. I built it.
Enrique's on a quest
built
now.
it.
He found a new quest. He's
No.
like, K-Mega's gonna be converted.
You're not. I'm a console guy,
He
bro.
lives on here. K-Mega almost burnt down his house building this PC.
Yeah, I had to buy another
Yeah, he
motherboard
did, right?
because
True story.
I had
True
true
story.
story.
Did you really?
Yeah, because I put in the motherboard and I did something crazy, and then all of a sudden the motherboard started smoking. I said, what the hell? And then yeah. So yeah, but I got that shit all fixed and it's all done. It's working because you hear me talking on it. But regardless, it cost me close to $1,300 to get this rebuilt. There is no console person going to spend that type of money like that in, you know what I'm saying,
On a
in
rebuild
mass.
with that.
In mass. And this is a rebuild, and they're not going to do this shit in mass. That's why I say there'll never be, as long as they're making consoles, there's always going to be console gamers. It's never, it would have to be up to the companies to take that shit away. So why are the console gamers concerned about what PC is doing, vice versa? Let gaming be one,
That's
cross-play,
exactly
do
how I
all
think.
that shit so we can all have a huge ecosystem and we can all be more connected more than ever. That's what I think the overall drive is going into next generation.
And you know what?
I want to chime in real quick, kind of piggyback
problem.
on what K Mega said. And that's why like I stressed ecosystems, because I think people are so caught up in like platform exclusives, like exclusives specifically tied into console hardware. It's not the case anymore. Like, we're still going to have exclusives, right? Just like Netflix has their own exclusive shows. They do that because they want to bring you into Netflix, that Netflix subscription service, right? So they still produce their own shows. You're going to have the same thing with gaming at the end of the day. So the exclusives aren't going away. And I think people feel like they're, if it's available on PC, it's not really exclusive, and it's a whole console war nonsense. It's just, at the end of the day, look, those exclusives aren't going anywhere. It's all tied to an ecosystem, which is larger than just, a plastic box now.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, you're right, and that's the thing to me is that I find it to be refreshing because all of their narrative is just dying before their eyes. But I also find it to be exciting because as a gamer has been a part of this for so long that it's another step into the future, another step of innovation. and creation and whatever else that they can do with the power of cloud and now with streaming and all of this. Like, I'm excited for all this. I understand that some people just don't want to get out of that box, but hey, get over it. This shit's changing, Jack, and this is that's it. That's it.
And this is where I go and say we're all a bunch of OGs. Like, you might not be super OG, like 50 plus, you know what I mean? But you're an OG. You've seen the way it always has been, and it's changing. And I'm gonna tell you right now, there's a bunch of kids that don't give a shit where they play it on. You know what I mean? They just want to play it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it comes down to making the money as far as Microsoft or Sony's concerned. And yes, in my belief, Sony is way far behind of Microsoft. But Microsoft's been too far ahead many times, especially in 2013.
Well, what Microsoft did is, within this generation, they've taken hit after hit. A lot of stuff they did to themselves starting from the beginning of this generation. And at some point in time, they decided, you know what? We're going to start building for what we know is coming next generation. And that's when you saw Game Pass come out and all that good stuff. So I would say that Xbox has a head start when it comes down to it, but I do think when it comes to Sony and PlayStation Now and what you're hearing in terms of what Jason Schreier is reporting, no, Sony has not officially said anything yet about Horizon Zero Dawn and other games going to PC, but of all the people I talk to that are YouTubers that do have insiders within that area, they're basically saying it's a done deal, that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
I will actually disagree with you, Xbot.
Well, then you're wrong, brother.
Most of the no. I'm disagreeing with you in a different way. The only point I have is that most of these gamers that will eventually go to Xbox are not purchasing what they need right now. It is their parents doing it. And that's what I say, xCloud and everything else. Like, these are all, fathoms of the ecosystem that get involved in the end. And the problem with PlayStation is they constantly want to keep their exclusives exclusive, completely exclusive. And that's why we still have technically, and we'll say technically, a rumor about Horizon Zero Dawn.
It's not a rumor. It's not a rumor.
They haven't announced it yet, so it's not
a rumor, bro. It's not a rumor.
This thing's happening. It's happening.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not. Other games is coming too. Look, when PlayStation, no, I'm just saying, Crispy. When PlayStation started streaming over their bigger titles over to PlayStation Now, I mean, for PC gamers to play, on PlayStation Now. That was the first indication of where they were trying to go. They were testing the waters. I'm sure it's just like what you were talking about earlier about the hardware. Like, hey, let's just send this shit out here and just see how the temperature is in the room. And then when they seen that majority of gamers love that shit, they're like, well, hey, man, let's go gun ho. You know what I'm saying? That to me was the first indication right there. And then, of course, and then you also got to look at it from this standpoint. When Xbox started doing this, you don't think that those investors over there at Sony was like, yo, hey, why are we not doing this? Well, we got to preserve the console. Okay, let's keep on selling these PlayStation 4s, but we better start thinking of a strategy so we can start getting more money for this shit, especially when gamers are asking for more, bigger, better games, and we've got to spend bigger money. And so that's when they already knew that they had to get some shit going on that. So I get that some of these gamers are frustrated by this, but they shouldn't be. They should be happy about it overall.
Well, I mean, it's obviously great, K-Mag. I mean, come on. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is something that we've always asked for as gamers. You know what I mean? Like, the thing that I say is that PS Now came out way before Xbox Game Pass.
Yes, it did.
The thing that has been different is that Microsoft said we're going all in.
Yes, they did. And definitely.
They saw PS Now say, okay, we have this million amount of gamers. and they've already doubled or tripled it with Game Pass. All right. But then it also comes into the day and date. They keep pushing the narrative now. And now Sony has to say, okay, are we going to do this or are we not going to do this? And it starts with a simple game like Horizon Zero Dawn. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if it was in PlayStation Now and they said we're going day and date, I'm buying a PlayStation. I want to play these games. But I also don't have a shit ton of money to spend on all these games outright. I don't. And you can sit here and say, so go ahead.
No, I was going to say, well, I have a feeling in my predictions on all that, just give it a little time, brother, and I have a feeling that PlayStation Now will be completely restructured. It's gonna look a lot like Game Pass, but with PlayStation games.
That's gonna happen, Xbox.
Yeah,
that's absolutely in the works right now. Like,
dude,
that's happening.
I've been saying that for like a couple years now. Me and K Mega have been on the same boat when it came to that whole thing. At a certain point in time, we had a lot of YouTubers trying to laugh at what we were saying and stuff.
Well, when is
who's
Sony
laughing
not
now,
following
though,
Microsoft
brother?
in that,
I know,
in
right?
that realm.
What happened, Fred?
I was saying, when is Sony not follow Microsoft's steps when it comes to kind of innovation?
Yeah, I mean, Microsoft's always been good at kind of knowing where the puck's going. I mean, and I lived this, back when I was an Xbox Live beta tester, and people are like, why would I want to talk to somebody online? I'll never forget that. People would say that,
So you could tell them how many times you banged their mom.
Oh, wow.
tell them how it feels when they get teabagged.
Yeah, but they've always been, Microsoft's always been really good, I think, at the one thing I think they really have excelled is kind of knowing where the puck's going. And I think they've done that with,
with
xCloud.
To push a little forward.
Do you know what?
Well, no, it's just that messaging has been pretty all over the place.
You know what's different about, the end of this gen into next gen? Is that we have a goddamn gamer on Xbox, that runs the whole shit. I mean, think about that. He threw it out there. True achievements.
Oh,
did
yeah,
everybody see that?
Yeah, he did do that. Yeah, he did.
425, something like that.
Yeah.
Games he played.
I think Jack Trenton might have been a gamer. I don't know.
I wasn't even close.
Yeah,
I mean, they've had gamers in the past run the Xbox division early on, so I mean, I think it's great.
Donnie Matrick was not a gamer. Sorry.
No, we're not talking about Donnie D, but guess what? Speaking of a Donnie, like Don B over here, I think he wants to chime in on this as well. I saw it in the chat. I saw it in the chat, brother. What do you got to say about Horizon Zero Dawn going to PC, brother?
Wait for K Mega to get this out of his system.
I had to do it.
Okay, cool. So,
oh my god, that's hilarious.
So, but that as K Mega's done doing slow jams there and lighting videos to the channels.
We gonna when we stream later, we gonna be doing some slow jams. Then we gonna be seeing that of them.
I'm sure we are.
Yes.
But,
all right, let's go.
Anyways. There's a couple different things. These people that are all upset, where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go? It's not like you're gonna be able to go to Xbox. They're doing the same thing. It's not like what are your choices? Nintendo,
yeah.
Yeah, and we all know eventually it's gonna happen with them in their own way, right? So and then they don't have the third party support like Sony does or Microsoft does. So the reality is they did the math and they're like, what are you going to do? We're going to do this.
What are you going to do?
I mean, that's exactly it. So you may be a little bit upset now, but the reality is your gaming's not going to change. It's a bigger player pool that's going to be purchasing games. Will it maybe affect the overall sales of the hardware? I guess in some ways it could, but so can streaming to some degree. The reality is the ecosystem, it guarantees the ecosystem being as healthy as it possibly can be. And that's what's important. I look back at this and, I bought my PlayStation around when the Pro came out. I wasn't an early adopter of the PlayStation. I was like, give me some games I really have to play on it and I'll pick it up. I have no qualms about it, but it's my other console.
Your 3-game rule, right?
Yeah, my 3-game rule. Well, now that I think back at it, if Sony had a similar approach to what Microsoft does now, and we're all kind of predicting that eventually they'll get there. Sony probably would have made more money off of me because I would have bought those games as an early adopter versus 3 or 4 months or years down the road to
on
play those
PC,
games.
right?
Exactly. I just would have I'll pick it up on PC, no big deal, and I would have got started. And that's the thing is they would have made more money off me if I didn't buy a PlayStation. I know it's hard for people to think that way, but that's kind of how Sony is probably going about it. Is they're like, we want to get people when the game is hot. Right now, they're addressing that whole different types of hardware and different performance profiles, and taking games that really weren't designed with that in mind, and kind of porting them over, but they'll get there eventually. And to be honest with you, and everyone wins. And I just don't really get where people are, come from on this guy. I mean, look, more games, more people play it, more people engaged, and more people will probably be fans of Sony because of it.
Hold on 1 second, brother. Yo, Lansville, I don't write a script. I feel the best podcasts, all right? I did not give everybody what they should and shouldn't say. What I do is I write down the topics, and people share their opinions. That's a podcast. Anybody who talks about writing a script or something like that, they're trying to get sympathy views and sympathy clicks from people of how hard they work. Lansville said, how long of a script did you write for this show? There's no script, brother. There's only topics and true opinions from the panel. That's a podcast, bro.
Yeah, this show has always been just bullet points, and half the time I don't even read bots' bullet points.
I don't even know what the topics are.
Yeah. I don't
See,
even
that's why I appreciate Enrique, because I know
I even show up drunk sometimes a podcast.
Yeah. I don't believe you, Enrique.
But that's the thing. That's why it becomes more natural with that sort of stuff. I even shut bot up when we start talking about subjects before the podcast starts. That's not how we do things here. We're just gamers at the heart. I mean, I wear a couple different hats, but at the end of the day, I still game just like everybody else. So
nice. Now, Pred, what do you got to say on this? And you will be the final words on this, and then we will get into our outros and everything like that, and let people actually play games tonight, man. So what do you got to say, Pred?
I don't even know what the topic was.
Horizon Zero Dawn and other games. Jason Schreier reported that they will be going to PC.
I commented on this earlier when I cut off somebody, but
no, you didn't cut off anybody, brother. I don't know
what.
And I apologize again. Real quick, since I kind of talked about this already, I don't care. It's a 3-year-old game, 2-year-old. If you want to add the DLC and
you did say it on this. Now, shut up.
That's what they got to do to make money. Then that's what they got to do to make money. Who cares? You've already played the game, and I played the game for 2 hours, and I wasn't impressed, so I won't be picking up on PC.
Yo, the game, in my opinion, the game graphically is absolutely gorgeous.
It looked good, but I honestly played a little bit of it, and I was like,
I got so bored though playing that game. Yes. And this is my own personal kind of thing on this. I got bored playing that game. Even when I went to go talk to the AI and stuff like that, there was just really, unless there was some kind of shit coming down the pipeline where you're going to be fighting after you talk to the person. There was no real sense of emotion coming from the characters, except for your main character. But it just, to me, it got really boring really fast. The graphic shine pushed me through, a few hours of gameplay. And then after that, I was like, man, I can't do it anymore. That's just me personally, though.
Brian's you had the chance to shine in the show. So I've already talked about this. And
let's wrap it up.
Let's go with that. And he's basically saying, end this shit so we can go play some games.
Let's wrap it up. Yo, guys, again, huge. Oh, his voice cracked.
I know.
His voice cracked.
Down.
He still got a lower pitch voice than that Xbox.
Oh my goodness. Well, guys, I gotta give a huge shout out to the chat. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. A couple people, I want to give a huge shout out to Stick Figure and to my brother Skint Eastwood. We talk a lot on Twitter. We're in like DMs and stuff like that. They talk a lot to me. I reply when I can and stuff. But I just gotta say, you two guys, when it comes down to people who care about the community, who kind of put things out there for the community and stuff like that, you guys are always on the top of the list. I thank you guys so much, as well as everybody else on the chat, for all the support of this show. The show, it's growing. It's going to keep getting bigger. The channel's going to keep getting bigger. We are close to 4,000. The channel's going to keep getting bigger. She said that. It's a little awkward there, brother. But we're about to hit 4,000 subscribers. At 5,000 subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway and giving away a console of the winners choosing.
Giving us money.
Yeah. Can I give to the community? Can I give to the community, bro? Why you trying to hack in on the community, man? I don't know, guys.
All I do is win.
But guys, it is Saturday night. The Gamers Got a Game. So like a 40-year-old with a comb over, it's time to get those plugs in. And I am going to start with our special guest, my brother, Enrique. Brother, it's been an absolute blast having you on the show again. We did go a little bit long, and I do apologize for that. But I would love to have you on again, man. It was... The flow of the topics and everything was top notch, and I always respect your opinion, bro. Why don't you let people know about the Basement Radio Arcade podcast, and of course, let them know about social media, anywhere they can go to talk games with you, brother.
Absolutely. I just want to say, Xbot, man, it was great. I really enjoyed the podcast tonight. Great conversation amongst gamers, man. Just a great time, and really appreciate you having me on again. And Spot, we got to get you guys. Actually, open invitation to everyone on the panel. Got to get you guys, all of you guys, on BRAP.
My Wednesdays have been free for a while, brother.
All right, man. We got to get you back on, man. But thank you, man. I really, like I said, I really enjoyed this evening. And for those who don't know, we BRAP podcast. We podcast every Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to give me a follow on the Twitters, you can find me at BRAP_podcast. So give me a follow and come check us out Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's myself, B Money, Eric Jackson, Slow Mo Backslap, and Gaming Forte.
Nice. Yeah, and guys, if you haven't checked out BRAP Basement Radio Arcade podcast, definitely do so this coming Wednesday. And in the chat, just constantly call Forte a fraud. Okay, the entire show. That's what you gotta do. All right,
man, don't do that to that poor man.
But yeah, again, man, dude, thank you for coming on, and I can't wait to be on your show as well. And we can just keep going back and forth and doing this between next podcast and BRAP, man. It's a beautiful thing when podcasts come together. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. No doubt.
Nice. And next on the list, sometimes not to his face, but I call him the professor for how he breaks down the business side of the video game industry, a part of the starting lineup here. Yo, Predator, you know the drill. Let them know what you have planned throughout the week if you're going to be a special guest anywhere in the gaming community. And, of course, let them know about your social media where they can go to talk games, brother.
Predator, Space HUOS, pretty much everywhere. Switch, PlayStation, Xbox Live, Tinder, fucking Pornhub. Find me there. So, like, I'm pretty much everywhere.
Dude, you're gonna have people looking through Pornhub like right now. Where's Predator? Yeah.
They might find a Predator to be a sexual one, though. But it won't be me.
I'm done.
Wow.
I'm done. I am so done.
We went there. All right.
It's not gonna be me. I'll catch you guys next week. I'm done.
Nice. I'm gonna pick the Don to follow that one up. Don, dude, thank you for popping in, man. It's always good to have more family members jump in on the show. I know you're doing things on Mixer. You've been talking about YouTube as well. Why don't you share your plans with the chat? And of course, everybody who watches the show afterwards, bro.
Yeah. Normally, I tell people it's just best thing to do is look me up on Twitter. But you know what? Let's mix it up. Type in the Don Space KTR into Google. It's like the second or third one. You have my Twitter link, you have my Mixer link, and other things I've been involved with. So Google knows. Just type it in there. You'll find me. Me and K Mega are going to be streaming tonight, and I think we're doing Star Wars Battlefront 2, if I remember correctly. I think that's what the community voted on.
Oh, nice.
He's a Googler.
Hey, man, Google knows of me. I've made it. Google knows. So.
Nice, brother. And as usual, there's always an open door for you and Dark Optimus. You guys are ever available on Saturdays. Do exactly what you did. Just kind of jump in, but you gotta let me know you're in the hangout, though, brother. Okay? Can we do that?
No, we're just gonna be patient. I don't cut off people.
Yeah. Enrique, he constantly tries to make it difficult for me. By the way, I don't know if you can tell. It's kind of like
I don't know about what you're talking
he's
about.
also a dirty racer in Forza. Just by
oh my
just
god,
by-
this guy is
Oh
smart.
my God. No.
Yeah,
We got a saying right now. Me and Don does, because since I've been playing
Dude,
GT Sport,
You're a dirty
and
racer too.
when I cut somebody off, I'm like, oh man, I'm Xboxing.
Oh,
I'm Xboxing. So when I'm cutting them off, I'm just like, hey man, I'm Xboxing.
Yo, Enrique, they just hate looking at my taillights all the time, man. That's what it is.
Listen here. You ever see like those little things, those easels that?
Sir, we're trying to cut the show off, man. What are you doing?
You know those easels that the painters have with all the different colors? That's pretty much Xbox car. It just has all those different paints.
My vinyls are that hot, brother. That's
Is
all
this
I gotta
slander
say.
Xbox? Is this true?
Paint.
Or they
This ain't
slandering
vinyl.
you?
I had a green and red duster, baby.
You should come play Forza with me sometime and experience for yourself, and you'll see what kind of driving, what kind of racer I am. All right, that's all I gotta say on that.
We'll stream it. They'll see it.
We'll stream it. They'll see it.
Dude, even when we're streaming, you hit me, you blame me.
No,
it's so
horrible. See my drivatar then.
He's starting to get defensive. Okay.
Oh, let's do this. Yeah.
You know what's great thing about Xbox Drivatar? It's never in our races. It's because it's like it's behind or something.
No, it's because I'm so my Drivatar is so many tiers above you guys that you just have to catch up. Okay.
I don't know if you look at the leaderboard recently. We're catching up there,
We're catching up, bye.
You better get to work.
Okay.
You better get to work.
Yeah.
Okay, I got work to do. Hopefully you can join me at some point in time. There is crossplay, by the way, between PC and Xbox when it comes to like Forza Horizon and stuff like that. So
I think I want to get my Delirium Blades on and play on the PC.
Blades is not allowed to play on the PC. You know what he's not allowed.
Because he goes twice as fast because he goes at 60 frames per second. Is that why?
Yeah. Yo, Crispy, you are a Mixer streamer. I know this, and I know you play more than just Gears. Why don't you let people know about your Mixer channel? And what you're doing there, and of course, where people can go to talk games with you, brother.
I mean, Xbox, I play more than Gears. What you talking about, bro?
Dude, I've seen it. The Outer Worlds. You were playing the Outer Worlds when it came out. Man.
Wait, that's a multiplayer. What you talking about?
But it's not a Gears game. It's not a Gears.
It's not a Gears game. Well,
I rest my case.
I'll drop my decade, and I have 49 games I played in the past decade.
Oh goodness,
that's kind of crazy.
Mortal Kombat 11 as well.
Yeah, well, it's pretty well balanced as far as the shooters and everything else, which is kind of surprising. I mean, shooters is 21%, but I was like, wow, I've actually played a lot of games that I didn't think I played. So how about them apples? And we need a community fight night. I mean, let's go. I don't care what game it is. I'll figure it out.
I'll bring Kung Lao. If it's MK11, I'm Kung Lao all day,
you got your ass whipped by Katana, didn't you?
One time, bro.
One time.
I'll give you that one time.
One time.
Enrique,
Yeah.
do you hear what I go through every
Can't
Saturday.
nobody,
I mean,
You called me
can't
out. I
nobody
didn't
talk
say
about
shit.
GRG ever again in our outros.
Outro.
None
Crispy, let him
ever.
know,
Outro,
Crispy.
get the fuck on.
Ever.
At Crispy Bomb on Twitter. And you can find me on whatever podcast I'm on. I don't know. Nowadays it's Next and it is Retro Renegades. Let's support that man Jay, who gave you that beautiful avatar you got, Xbot.
No doubt.
Just saying.
No doubt.
So-
Follow the Graphic God on Twitter. If you need a new gamer pick, you need channel art, that is the man to talk to. I'm just saying.
And yes, I do stream on Mixer from time to time. It is Crispy Bomb 28 on Mixer. And you can hit me up. I mean, I will put it on Twitter. Let's go.
Yo, K-Mega, first off, what are you laughing at? And second of all, you are a professional. You know what must be done here. All right?
Yeah. All right. Cool. Everybody knows. No, not everybody knows. Anyway, fuck it. We out of here. Everybody have a good night. I'll be on my prayer shit. I'll just say, let's just shut the show down. Man.
All right,
No,
brother.
fuck that. I got to do my shout outs. Hell no. Anyway, no, check out the GRG podcast every Friday night, 8:30 Central. The invite is the same with you, Enrique. Yeah, anytime you want me to come on the show, just hit me up. You know what I'm saying? So the same goes to you, man. If you ever want to come on the GRG,
Enrique, he's probably going to
on.
be playing video games while he's on the show, though. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I do it all the time.
No respect. No respect.
You know what? Forte does the same thing. He plays Destiny, man. It's all good. It's multitasking.
It's multitasking. Yeah. Just, you know what I'm saying? It's cool. Because I don't give a fuck if he messes up. That's the people in the chat that's gonna be saying, "Damn, that dude sucks." Not me. I'm good. So no, other than that, man, check out the GRG podcast. It was great to have Crispy on and Xbot448 on, or as we call him, our Bloody Knuckles.
No. He is an imposter. All right. He is like, whenever you clone something a couple times, like, you know, like how it gets like less and less of the original. I'm the original. Bloody is the lesser. Okay, let's get that right, man.
Okay, all right, man. Listen, I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if he ever gets Baby Bot on the show, you're not gonna know who's the host and who's the guest. I promise you that. Anyway, and then sub and support everybody on the panel, man. It's great. Again, me and Don going to do some streaming here a little bit later on Mixer, so come check us out. And my Twitter is at KMega4. Check me out. You'll see me over here just throwing jabs, having fun, pissing people off for no reason. And so what? It's all about the fun. I'm not here to cause a fight, but sometimes it does. But other than that, let's go. Let's get out of here. Let's play some games. And if not, let's do some other shit. Peace.
Again, guys, everybody in the chat, thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. You are as much a part of this show as the people on the panel, because, when it comes down to it, a couple days from now, people check out the show, they get to see that live chat as well and see how lit it was when you come and check out Next Podcast Live. But Gamers Got a Game, we got to get the controllers in our hands, so I'm going to end the show the way I do every week. We will see you next Saturday for the next podcast. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Peace.
Later.
They're dirty drivers, man.
No, you're no good.
Hey, I switched it. I switched.